Let us kick this guy off. All right, let's grab chat. Chat is not popping up. What is going on, everybody? How are y'all doing today? It looks like we are live. We are kicking. We have chat open and ready to go. We are doing absolutely glorious things. Absolutely glorious things. How are you guys doing? What is up? Gandhi, good morning. Good morning to you too. Franchise, what's going on? Got to get there in just a second. Well, we'll hit that one quick. Got in before the frenzy. Where the new Belmo and EJ balls fit? Yeah. Quick little TLDR before we get deep into those. Strong sharp for both of them. Strong sharp for both of them. But what is going on, guys? We see Kevin here. We got the bot RX joining the channel for moderation. Kai, what is going on over on the YouTube side? Everybody, hello, hello, hello. Let me know if anything doesn't sound good or anything, if it sounds too good, too bad, whatever it may be. We are live. We are flying. Andrew Fender, what's going on? Happy bowling ball announcement week, by the way. This is the biggest bowling ball announcement week we've had in a long, long time. Don, what is going on? Black Star Piece, how you doing? We got a lot of people hanging. We have a lot of really cool bowling balls to talk about this week because we've had 7, I believe, 6 announced in the last couple of days. Hey, who that? The king is live. What's going on? Charmaine, how you doing? We have everybody hanging out today. It is a big bowling ball week. It's a good day in general. Nintendo announced the Switch 2 today, which I'm going to be pre-ordering the second that it goes live. We had 9,000 bowling balls announced. We had a bowling ball released today with the Belmo ball. It got announced and released at the same time. Rizuna, did I miss the announcement? Yes, it went live ridiculously early this morning. It was live at 8 a.m., I believe, because I was in the middle of a meeting at work and I got a message from a viewer saying, hey, everything went live. I thought, what? That was absolutely crazy. I thought it'd be like 10:30 or 11 is usually what they do. We are also live officially on TikTok. We will let TikTok catch up. But let's grab that chat. We are live on 3 platforms right now, which is absolutely lovely. Dakota, I ordered the JACKAL EJ. Looks so much better than the Belmo ball. For a little bit of backstory, like we all knew Brunswick was announcing new bowling balls, right? That was a given. We knew the Belmo release. They were announcing that for like 2 weeks. I didn't know the Motive release. I didn't know they were announcing a JACKAL EJ, which is so cool and looks so gorgeous, by the way. Absolutely beautiful. But then they're like, oh yeah, here's a Max Thrill hybrid too. Why not? I was just looking at the Max Thrills and they're like, hey, here's a new one to throw into the mix because why not? Hey, Ethan, what's going on over on TikTok? Let's see. We have a lot of questions coming in. So, reminder, today is always bowling Q&A. Any and every bowling question or even non-bowling question you guys have, we will answer everything and anything that is going on. Hey, Brooke, what's going on? Jimmy Jr., thank you for the follow over on TikTok. We had a massive week already, and it's only Wednesday. Massive week in regard to bowling ball announcements. We've had 6 new bowling balls announced. We had 1 new release. We have some really, really hyped ones. We had a lot of really good bowling balls come out recently, so we're going to be covering everything and anything we can. We have a lot of people hanging out already. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're new here, my name's Zach. Ask any and any question that you guys have, and we will try to answer everything humanly possible. So let us get right into it. Where did we start off? Over on YouTube? Liam Glover, am I the only one who hates the way the identity looks? There's more people than I expected who don't like how the identity looks. They weren't really fans, which is, I mean, not surprising by any means. Like, it's green and red and black, so it's like the colors don't mesh well. It looks interesting going down a lane. It's very blotchy from the one that I saw. Storm ended up actually posting a couple clips of it. They had like 4 different bowling styles on 3 patterns or something. So they did already post it, which is pretty cool. It does look a little bit splotchy going down the lane, so that makes sense that you might not like the colorway. That's all right. The Dawn, the Crown Victory. That is probably my favorite of the 3 Brunswick announcements. If you guys watch my Brunswick video, I'm already salty towards the Columbia 300 ball, but the Crown Victory doesn't look bad. It's a melee jab, basically. It's virtually a melee jab, but a little weaker, which is good. That melee jab is awesome. Melee jab was one of the best balls that Brunswick ever came out with. Dakota Bowles ordered that EJ, looks so much better. The EJ is gorgeous. That JACKAL EJ is one of the better looking bowling balls I've seen. That thing is beautiful. Now, is it going to look beautiful after 10 shots? White bowling balls usually don't do very well when there's oil and grossness on a lane, but it looks gorgeous right now, and that's what matters. Balrog, Hollow Knight 2, Silk Song. Yes, Silk Song was finally announced after like 8 years or something crazy, so love to see that. I'm going to be buying that the second it comes out. I'm a huge Hollow Knight fan. One of my go-to playlists at work, so I work a desk job, mainly IT, software development, so I always like to have like my headphones in some way, and the Hollow Knight like entire track is one of my favorite things. Bowling ball, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A good 3-ball arsenal for a sport shot league. Bowling ball, that can be a billion different things. You're going to need a strong and smooth ball, asymmetrical solid. I'd recommend an ace or a symmetrical solid, and then probably an asymmetrical pearl. James D, I finally got the Jopo outers done. Awesome. A lot of people are liking the Jopos. They look really good, super durable, which is great to see. Great to see. Ethan, what do you think about the DV8 Troublemaker, the black and blue? So that is the pearl one. I think the Troublemaker series is really good. I'm a big fan of the Troublemaker series. It's weaker than you expect, so be ready for that, because they want people who are more rev dominant to be throwing it as why. DJ Sweater, is it whackable one-handed with a 2-finger ball? No, one hand, no thumb is actually very common right now. Ethan Bowles, EJ all the way. Big fat cannoli. I saw it at my pro shop already. Yeah, I found out the identity was actually accidentally sent to some pro shops early, so some people knew what the ball was before the announcement. Storm was really trying to keep it under wraps, but unfortunately they sent some out a little bit too early. Ethan, yep. A lot of pro bowlers bowl that way. Angel, where does the identity fit with a phase 2 as a benchmark? The identity is going to be a sharp version. It's going to be a transition ball right after the phase 2 is what I'm seeing. Ethan is a big motive guy. I already have the Hysteria. What do you think about a pitch blue? That is an oldie. Super old ball, old urethane. Pitch black is just overall better. Jake just picked up the Belmo ball. Think it's worth the price? I think so. It is pretty normally priced based on other bowling balls, so it's not held at a premium, which is good. Old Belmo balls were always had a little too high of a price point. This one is in line, which is good. I was hoping it was going to be a little cheaper than everything else, but that was, that was a pipe dream. Let's see. Venditti, you pre-ordering EJ's ball? I am not. I am not ordering EJ's ball. I did order a Belmo ball, but I did not order a JACKAL EJ. Did not end up grabbing that. Rev Dude, what's going on? Cielo with the Crown Victory. Also, the Crown Victory is interesting. Gandhi, my RC Hyperdrive leaves 4 pins a lot. That means it's hooking too much, Gandhi, so you're going to have to keep moving left and get the ball further right. Just keep making little moves. Dakota, I was calibrating a Toyota front radar when I got the notification about the Belmo ball. Was hyped and saw the colors and was like, and I ordered the thrills. That's totally fair. I love that you were calibrating a Toyota's front radar. I'm imagining like you just pausing everything and like, no, it's the new Belmo ball. Garrett, are cover stock designations overrated as far as solid pearl hybrid? Is it really all about surface? They are not overrated. They are very important to the bowling ball strength. You can't make a pearl act like a solid, and you can't make a solid act like a pearl. You can make a solid act closer to a pearl by putting polish on it, and you can make a pearl act closer to a solid by sanding it, but you can't make a pearl version of a ball act just like the solid. Warren Bowen got your chamois a couple weeks ago, used it about 10 games, and threw your second 300. Hey, congratulations, Warren. Exactly. The chamois does give you extra carry. It's absolutely crazy how it works. Now, unfortunately, we are officially sold out of our pink and purple chamois. So these chamois are actually fully sold out. However, new ones are on the way. There are new colorways on the way. There's going to be another 50 of them that are going to be out in production. So you're going to see an announcement on that very soon. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited for the new colorway. Black Star Piece. My House Alley Pro Shop was selling a Tour Dynamics for 90. That's a really good price. That's a really good price. The Tour Dynamics is hard to find right now. James D, thanks for getting to my arsenal. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Grumpa, I want that event, that Jackal EJ. The thrill looks great too. Yeah, it is hybrid season. Brunswick's been in hybrid season for like 8 months, but yeah, the other brands are making more hybrids, which is interesting. Kind of ebbs and flows. It's like a pendulum where like there's no hybrids coming out, all the hybrids are coming out, and then just kind of goes back and forth. Philip ordered that EJ. Where do you think it fits compared to the Mesmerize? It's going to be a step down from the Mesmerize. So the Mesmerize is going to be earlier and smoother than it by a lot. By an absolute ton. Mason Bowles, how is the Vibo compared to the Crimson? The Crimson's going to be sharper than the Vibo. Ethan Bowles, we hit. Roy Larson, what is going on over on TikTok? Ethan, I can get a lot more. James, have you seen any videos of the new Jackal? I have not seen a single video of that ball going down the lane, which is, I thought they'd have a few, honestly. But from what I've seen, Motive might have some shots of it going down the lane, but I haven't noticed them yet. I haven't looked insanely hard, but I haven't seen them. Matt, why are ball lifespans so short before the company discontinues it? It's all about ball sales. It's all about sales like any other company. So once a bowling ball stops selling well, then there's no reason to keep it on the market because something new and fresh will get higher sales. And that's with everything that you see. That's with drinks, that's with clothing, that's with shoes, whatever it may be. Once you see the price get down to a certain point, or the demand get down to a certain point where you're not actually selling many anymore, you have to pull it from the shelves because it's actually losing you money. So that's why you see it more often. It's really, lifespans are about the same that they were like 5, 10, even 15 years ago. Bowling balls are really lasting the same amount of time in terms of being on a shelf. Triple X, any more news on the EJ Jackal yet? Yes. It is a Jackal core with their what was it? HYH or FYH cover stock. It's a stronger hybrid cover stock, very similar to the Evoke Hysteria. It is going to be 4,000 grit, so no polish, which is kind of interesting. All white and silver, which looks really good, but it's going to fit between the Jackal Ghost and the Crimson. So it's going to be a good, like, middle of the road ASIM option below your Onyx or above like your Crimson or Evoke Hysteria is what I'm seeing right now. Let's see. Trash Panda over on Twitch. What's going on? I ordered a Lethal Venom to go with my Evoke. Nice. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. James D, are you going to watch the Turkey anime show? I saw that. I saw, I think, a TikTok of it, and it honestly looks kind of dope. I might check it out. I'm not a big anime guy. I've tried getting into it a few times, and I just never can. But I might have to check it out just because, just to boost bowling at the end of the day. Brandon Yoon, what's going on, man? Do you think the identity will be worth it based on the specs? I feel like, especially with the ugly logo, it'll die off quick. Well, the crazy thing is it's limited release, and they're sold out like everywhere. It is much harder to get an identity now. So apparently every pro shop pre-ordered as many as they physically could because, yeah, most of the distributors are out of identities already, which is crazy because it was just announced. So I think you're going to see a lot of them, but then because they're limited, you're not going to see them in like 3 months. You're going to see them, being sold for about a month, and then they're going to just be completely gone, and the price is going to skyrocket. So it's going to be interesting. It'll be really interesting to see. I think it'll look good on a lane. I want to see more of it, though. I want to see more of it before I make any, like, very quick notions off of it. Rev Dude, recently you talked about not keeping your bowling balls on wood or carpet. I keep my balls wrapped in microfiber cloth inside my bag. Ooh, that's a good question. Microfiber absorbs, so that's the one thing, is if it absorbs or not. Hey, Gabe Too Trash, thank you for the heart me. So the reason I say wood and carpet is because it absorbs the oil from the cover stock, and if it absorbs oil from the cover stock, that's what causes a ball to crack for wherever you put it. So I would probably not put it in the microfibers. I'd put it in something else. Luna Woona, good to see you. Those bastards for me with the identity. I most likely don't need it, but I want it. It's the SpongeBob episode where he needs water in Sandy's dome. I need it. Let's see. We're at Roy. I just put sanding on my DNA coil and it hits like a tank. Love to hear that. Venditti, how many 300s do you have? Between 5 and 10, somewhere around there right now. Hey, an Outlaw Bandit, thank you for the heart, mate. XXX pre-ordered the EJ today. Love to see that. Tatum, USBC Open Championships was hard. I'm super humbled. It is brutal this year. You want to be playing straight. You want to be playing very, very straight this year at the Open Championships. So I've seen a lot of clips of it. I've talked to a good amount of people about it, what you should be doing out there and what works. Everybody says don't go left. Left of third arrow is scary at the championships, which is crazy. Triple X, honestly got it because of how it looks. I mean, you want your bowling ball to look good at the end of the day. Ugly bowling balls do not sell as well. That is like a statistical truth, that if a bowling ball looks good, especially on a shelf, it's going to do great. And Outlaw Bandit is spamming all of the things. We got a lightning bolt, a heart puff, 6 goats, the TikTok logo, a hat, and a mustache. I do not look good with a mustache, but he is spamming the mustaches. Grumpa, if you need a cleaner that cleans, 10th frame and CTD life after death work extremely well. Yes, you just have to remember to clean your stuff very often if it is lighter colors. Or if you bowl at a bowling center, that's a little dirtier, because that happens a lot too. There's certain, I know in Minnesota, there's certain bowling centers you go to and you know your bowling ball is going to look disgusting afterwards. Like when the Idol Helios came out, I remember I bowled in it's St. Cloud, Minnesota at one of their centers, and one of my teammates had one, and he threw it for 3 games. No, he threw it 10 shots. He threw it 10 shots. The thing just had marks, just black scuff marks all around it. It was crazy. Bowling ball, thank you. I have a Black Widow 3.0 and a Mania, looking to round it out. Yeah, phase 2 would be a good idea. Kai, hoping for a new 900 global medium solid soon. Because they have the Sublime Focus, I don't think it's going to happen for a while. Let's see. Vision. I got my Black Widow 2.0 Pearl drilled with the pin to the right of the fingers. Motion isn't as angular as I thought. Did I make a mistake? Did your pro shop get your positive access point? If they didn't, that might be the issue. Charmaine, can I replace my gem for an RST? Yes, it's going to be a little longer and sharper though. Don got his ZVL chamois. Love to see it. Keith Hairston, what's going on, man? Let's see. We are over here. What's a good step up for my Crimson? That's still a strong sharp from Mason. The Origin. Otherwise, the new Jackal will work too. There isn't Criterion Hybrid or Hypnotize could also fit there. You think the Belmo ball is going to be better? That's a good question. I honestly don't know. It's very hard to tell how good or bad a bowling ball is going to be before it releases, and that's what isn't fun about the limited releases. They really try to target the FOMO, which is totally fair. It works in business very, very well. It's why the McRib sells so well. I will always make that argument. But it looks good so far. I like the specs better than some of the other Belmo balls. It's gonna be sharp because of the core, so I'm excited to see what it does. The Journey was really good. I actually just purchased one, so I'll be comparing the Journey to the Identity. They're not gonna be that close together, but I will definitely be comparing them. But I think it's gonna be good yet. Isaiah, how's the Identity compared to the Equinox? It's gonna be longer and sharper. The Identity is gonna be both longer and sharper than the Equinox. T-Jack, what do you think the new EJ Tackett ball? I love the look of it. I really like where it fits in the lineup too. And I think it's a great idea for them to pair Jackals with EJ Tackett. It's going to roll like a good hybrid Jackal. There's been some good hybrid Jackals in the past, and the Jackals have gotten better in the last couple of releases. The Crimson was really good. The Onyx was fantastic. So I can see this new one being really good too, and just keeping up with how everything's going. So I think it's going to be pretty decent. AI Tour or the new Belmo ball from Jesse Cowboy. It really depends what you're looking for. The IQ AI is going to be much weaker, but it's going to be pretty sharp. The Identity is going to be a lot stronger, so it's going to be better in oil. Outlaw Bandit, you demand. Thanks, Outlaw. Appreciate it. 253, what's the cover stock on the Identity? It is REX Pearl. So REX Pearl is what is on the Infinite Physics. I was going to say Identity. It's on the Infinite Physics. It is on the Dark Code. It is on the Virtual Energy Blackout. It was on the Lightning Blackout. It's on a lot of bowling balls, and it is generally pretty well liked by people. Cinco, I have the Primal Shock and Hammer Effect. Is that a good lineup? Yeah, that is a really good start to a lineup. I like it. Gandhi, is it a good idea to polish the Hyperdrive? I've seen a lot of people use polished ones at the Masters. It is. It gets further down lane, but it's still really smooth. So if you need something to get really far down lane, still be smooth though, and still hook in oil, I think that could be a good play. Corey Like, good afternoon. What do you think about the Rockstar over the Lethal Venom or the IQ Tour? Are they all different balls? The Rockstar and Lethal Venom are going to be a little close. The IQ Tour is way different, so it's not going to be close to that. The Rockstar and Lethal Venom do very similar things on the lane. Steph, do you like the Rockstar? I do. I do really like the Rockstar. I think it's a very good, just symmetrical, solid, consistent bowling ball. Trash Panda, watch your lie in April. Yeah. Oh, I got a rant about the Brunswick. The Brunswick April Fool's prank was really, really bad. I'm sorry, Brunswick. Your marketing department, that was not a good idea. They show, for anyone who didn't know, on Instagram and Facebook, both Hammer Bowling and Radical Bowling posted 2 bowling balls an hour before Brunswick announced their actual released bowling balls. They showed a green Black Widow, and then they showed an Intel special edition with HK22, and people freaked out. They loved it. And then it was like, just kidding, it's April Fool's. Here's the Crown Victory and the Rally and the Cypher Pearl instead of your Black Widow. So that wasn't a good play because I think it kind of killed hype for the 3 new balls. Just with the timing was not good. Not good at all. Jaybird, how's it going, everyone? What's going on, Jaybird? Balrog Effect Tour is coming to me next week. Awesome. Any 2LS layouts? I've only rocked 5x4 by 3.5. I think that's still a good one to go with, Balrog. Maybe you lower that pin from 5 down to like 4.5, though. That would be my rec. Rev Dude, thanks. You are welcome. Check MP, what's up? Jaybird, my dad said I can type in and say hello. Hey, what's going on, Jaybird? What's going on, Jordan? Kai, Memory Lanes. Oh, Memory Lanes, true. MB, do you think the limited edition Jackal EJ would play like the gem? No, it won't. It's going to be a lot sharper and a bit longer than the gem, a good amount longer than the gem. Redneck Bowler, hey, what's going on, Redneck? I'm getting my first Storm Ball, the Road. Is it a good ball? The Road is okay. It didn't last very long. They replaced it with the Road Warrior, which is a little bit better. Matt Henson, where can I get the new Belmo ball? Talk to your local pro shop, otherwise online retailers. Online retailers still have them as of a couple hours ago, I believe. Let me check Bowler's Mart on the fly to make sure I'm not crazy. But I think Bowler's Mart still had them last I checked. And they do. They still have 15 pounders. They still have 14 pounders too. So you can still find them. You can still find them all over the place. So that's a good sign. Triple X, I got the Onyx Sub-Zero and the new EJ. Is it worth getting the Hysteria? I would recommend a Hysteria or the Thrill because you want something that's going to be a lot later than the other balls. You have a lot of solids, so they're going to hook a little bit earlier. T-Jack, what is your home bowling alley? I'm at Colonial in Rochester. Oh, nice. I'm at just Spare Time in Owatonna. That's where our pro shop is too. Let's see. We got to go up here a little bit. We hit MB. Gareth, what would you recommend to replace my Melee Jab Special Edition? I'd check out the new Crown Victory. It should be pretty close. It releases in a couple of weeks, though, so it isn't out quite yet. Philip, Zach, do you know if Bowler's Mart will order your balls to a spec? Order the Dow pin as a 3 to 4 inch pin. Top weight 2.5 to 3.5, trying to get the mass bias in line or right. I don't think they're going to go that hard into it without you probably paying a little extra money. Now, remember, a lot of those numbers don't matter much anymore. They really don't affect the ball roll all that much. The most of the numbers on the bowling ball, like the pin distance, the pin to weight, and all that jazz. So you can try asking it in their special comments, but you might have to pay a little bit extra for it. Josh Peters. Hey, what's up, Josh? 300 with my Mythic. I did end up watching him throw that Mythic. I take 90% of the credit because I carved out the lanes there in a great way just for him. Now, he threw a 300 with the Mythic, which was the last Jackal hybrid, actually. The very last one that we had. Foggy, you think the Zen 25 and Hysteria would be a good option for a two-handed lefty rev dominant? Yes, because they're both smoother. As a lefty, you want smoother bowling balls, even in your pearls. So yes, absolutely. Hey, Matthew Diesel, thank you for the follow. Remember, if you guys are new here, make sure to drop a follow. It helps me out a ton. You'll get notified for every new video that goes live. We've had 4 videos released in the last 3 days on YouTube. We are on maximum overdrive over there. TikTok, it's 2 a day. Instagram, 2 a day. Twitch, we've got weekly live streams, sometimes a couple times a week. So really appreciate if you could follow or sub. Luna, that Brunswick April Fools was actually a market test to see if people would like them. Expected Intel and Green Widow in the future? Oh, 100%. That's probably what they were doing, is like, are people going to like this? But like, I think their sales would tell them that, like, yes, people are going to adore these bowling balls. People would love a new Widow. They always love a new Widow. It's always the best selling ball in the world. And then they also adore the Intel series from Radical. It's one of their smoother, lower end, like middle of the road cores and covers, so people would love it. Balrog, you are welcome. Donnie Barco on Twitch, what's going on? 6-ball Arsenal in the works, love to hear it. You have a Hyperdrive, an Optimum Pearl, an Infused, a Ruby, a Tour, a Zen, and I get to add one of any Storm Ball. Ooh, you wouldn't go wrong with a Physics Blackout or a Phase 2. Those are the right options. I like the Phase 2 a lot. Physics Blackout could be a great option if you need something between your Hyperdrive and your Idle Pearl. So that is going to be up to you. Both perfect options, though, for the Arsenal. David Ruiz, thank you about your email. Everything I've ordered so far has arrived. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Kai, probably will catch you at the State Open next year. Yes, the State Open in Minnesota will be at my home center. Should be interesting. Treehouse Belmo Ball or Hysteria? Well, the Hysteria has done a lot better on the PBA Tour so far, but the Belmo Ball we haven't seen much of, so it's kind of a tough argument right now. So I would, if you want, I mean, you can't really wait though with the Belmo Ball because it might be sold out. It's a very, very tough one. I don't know. If you want a smoother bowling ball, go with the Evoke. If you want something sharper, go with the Identity. The price is about the same too. Price is nearly identical. Let's see. Far, I just bought an OG Phase. Why do people hate on it? Because it came out at a bad time. The OG Phase, unfortunately, got released at a time where that kind of ball wasn't good. I know Luke Rosdahl has a really funny video where he compares the OG Phase to the original Zen, and they look pretty close. They look kind of close together, which is really funny. And I do agree that it is actually a pretty good ball reaction. It just was hated at the time, which happens with some bowling balls. Like sometimes they're just not made for the time, or they get mismarketed too. That can happen also. Xfinity, I just threw my new Rhino and I see tiny small scratches. That can sometimes happen. Yeah, as long as they're not deep, you're going to be good, but that does happen once in a while. Jesse Cowboy, did you answer my question? AI, yes, I did. AI Tour or new Belmo. It's hard to say. If you want a weaker bowling ball, go with the AI Tour, but if you need something stronger for more oil, go with the Belmo ball. Matt Henson, appreciate you, GOAT. Absolutely. T-Jack, love Al Houston. Al is the absolute best. I'm going to tell him that he appeared on a live stream and he'll be tickled pink too. Chi Ball, is the Identity ball motion similar to the Fate? I don't think so. I think it's going to be a lot sharper than the Fate. I think it's going to be sharper down lane, but hook a little bit earlier also. Spud, thoughts on the IQ Tour AI? I'm really liking it. I would recommend sanding it a little bit because it is very angular out of the box. Very, very sideways out of the box. It doesn't look like an IQ with the power edge on it, which is kind of good at times. Kind of good, kind of bad. Let's see. Donnie Barco, damn it, not much help. Hey, I'm sorry. I would go Phase 2. I love my Phase 2. I haven't thrown the Blackout, but I do love the Physics line a lot. Hey, Revs on the left, what's going on? What I miss? You missed us talking about 6 brand new bowling balls announced and 1 released today with the Belmo ball. Lot of bowling balls. And can't forget the Maxwell Hybrid. That thing looks really cool. We can forget about this Columbia 300 Rally. We're not going to talk about that ball. But the Max Thrill Hybrid looks super cool. I love the colorway, and I love that they're shooting the gap between the solid and the pearl. I didn't think that gap was that big, but EJ apparently thought so because they directly mention it on the website because, of course, you're going to mention the best bowler in the world. You have to. So I really like what it's going to do. If you can't decide between the solid and pearl, the hybrid will be there for you, which is cool. Foggy, you picked up any of the new Belmo or EJ balls? I am going to be picking up the Belmo ball, probably not the EJ ball, though. And is the Road Warrior a smoother pearl? No, it is a very, very angular. Very, very angular bowling ball. Hey, Cinco, thank you for the follow over on TikTok. Let's see. What would you recommend? That would complement the Primal Shock and the effect. The Primal Rage would work really well. Otherwise, something like a Scorpion Strike would work too. Just a medium pearl ball. JJ, and one of them is with the EJ or the Jackal EJ and would go well with the Venom EJ. I think I missed your previous comment there. Oh, for Cinco. Do you know who Dan Harding is? I do not. Mac, I have a harsh reality. I'm looking for a good solid replacement. Yeah, I would go Hyperdrive or Ion Max. Both are going to be really good options. Dylan J, I have a Radical No Doubt is my first ball. Any suggestions on my next, maybe more reactive? So I would go with something a little bit stronger then. If you want to stick with the Brunswick brands, try a Game Breaker 5. It's a little bit cheaper and going to be a very different ball motion. UI, bought a Vibe recently, considering buying another ball. I have no spare ball right now. If you want a spare ball, go with a T-Zone or a White Dot. They're the cheapest ones and the best options. Xfinity, I was throwing and the pin setter kept dropping pins. And I kept getting free spares. Good. Good. That's what you need. That's the easiest way to pick up a spare. Two easy ways. One, switch the score on yourself, or two, magically have it give you free spares. Two easiest ways. Let's see. Treehouse, looking to build a bag around the Storm IQ78U, and I need two more. You're a lefty that's very rev dominant that likes to play left. You could go with like an IQ Tour or an Ion Pro, and then I would go with like a weak shiny ball, maybe a man, what would be good? Maybe a Zen 25 actually has a stronger one. That could work. Charmaine, how can I make my hammer effect roll smoother? Sand it. Actually, sanding it will help a lot. Clarence, hello from Sakamoto. Welcome, Clarence. Hello, hello. Revs on the left. Personally, I don't trust the Belmo ball since he mainly designed ball for what he need. It sounds like this one he didn't. So the other ones he did, but he's been getting away from that. So I don't think he actually did this time. That's what a few people are saying that are a little closer to Storm than me. So hopefully that's how it is. Let's see. Cold Dexter, I just purchased an identity to replace my old idol Pearl. That's the perfect spot for it. That's the perfect spot for it. And Jaybird, it's Jordan. I'm 7 and I'm two-handed. I throw a Hustle HSB and a White Dot. Hey, that is awesome. My dad wants to get me the tornado or the torpedo, but I want a purple hammer. Because of how young you are and you had a lot of time to grow yet, I would recommend the torpedo. It's going to be a lot less hook, which is going to be good for you. So I'd recommend that. So I agree with your dad on this one. Bryce, how can I contact you about an arsenal builder? Check out my email address. My email address is in all of my bios in my link tree. So go check that out and then send me your arsenal there. Let's see. Where are we at over here? What do you think of the Thrill from Kindle? I really like the Max Thrills. The top Thrills weren't good. The OG Thrills weren't that great, but the Max Thrills look really good. I was actually thinking of buying one for myself last week. Saracopia, do you enjoy the Widowmania? I've not actually thrown it. I was gonna get one and then ended up not at the end, at the last second. So I think it looks really good. It is stronger than I thought, but still fairly angular. So be ready for that. Chibai, what would be a good replacement for the Fate? There really isn't one. I'd say the Zen 25 is the closest thing we have right now. That's probably the closest Fate replacement. Xfinity, no, like the pin got picked up, dropped, and swept. Oh, good. So it was very free. Awesome. Let's see. Jesse, should I pull the trigger and just get the identity? Jesse, it's really up to you. I'm never going to tell you to for surely buy a ball, but it is going to be like a strong and sharp piece in your bag. Josh Samuelson, are you headed to Baton Rouge? And if so, when? Yes, I will be there May 7th and 8th. I'll be making a couple videos before I go. So if you guys are around the Baton Rouge area or Bowling Nationals at the time, definitely come and say hi. I'll be trying to wear some ZVL merch the whole time, kind of like this one. And so I'll have that up. I'll be wearing that. I'm 6'6", so I'm pretty easy to notice. There aren't many really tall bowlers out there. So I'll be making a couple videos for you guys to come and say hi if you want. Let's see. We are at... Have you drilled an M&M for yourself? If so, what do you like to use on it? I did not drill an M&M. I haven't drilled a Hustle since the old Camo. And I don't really throw Hustles that much, so I never really have a reason to. But the M&M looks really good. What do you like to use it on? Usually dry. The drier the better, or the straighter the better. Christoph, hello from Munich. What's going on? Fully understand the commercial idea to sell the Belmo ball at Limited, but any idea why they don't explain which Belmo experiences have been used to create it? I never know their marketing with Belmo balls. They kind of just focus on this is the greatest bowler in the world and here's a bowling ball representing him. They don't really talk about the experiences, but he's had a billion of them, like great moments that they could showcase. So it would be interesting if they were like, they did do that on previous ones. They're like, Belmo did really well with this ball and he loved this ball. So then he did this. So then he made, I think that was a Timeless. They put a few things together like the Fate. I think they put like, here's a core that Belmo really likes with one of his favorite cover stocks and things like that. Let's see. Kai Swag Fusion carried me at the TC Open. That's I'm gonna be very blunt. That's the first good thing I've heard about the new swag balls since they got released. So happy for you. That's awesome. Oh, those things go so forward off the spot. It's crazy. Bryce just got the EJ Venom. Definitely getting the new Jackal. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Donnie Barco, if I didn't go phase 2, what else should I consider? Rockstar would be a really good option too. The Rockstar is also fantastic. Let's see. Where are we at over here? Tobias. I was so excited for the Belmo ball, but the Rex cover is a no for me. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, the Rex cover isn't for everybody. I know a lot of people who didn't like it at the end of the day. I was very hit or miss on it. It was okay on some of my pieces, but then other ones, it was very mid. The NEX cover was awesome for me. That was one of the best covers for me. But the REX was like, yeah, it's either really good or really bad. And J1, what's a good 3-ball arsenal for a beginner 2-finger one hand? You're going to want to go with a lot of lower end stuff, a lot of weaker equipment, weaker and medium, because you're probably going to have lower ball speed and be a little more rev dominant. Bryce, you are welcome. Bowling ball, I think you may have mentioned you were going to try some cheaper sanding pads. Yes, I did pick them up. I have them right here. I need you guys to see them. They're kind of funny. They're interesting. So they are like off-brand bowling pads. There's a bunch of them. I got them all for like 15 bucks or something. I don't have the one I used here. I think I used a 3000 just to try it out, and they feel like they do a little bit to the ball, but they like get destroyed pretty quick is what I noticed. Like my 3000 grip pad that I use, it's already like white and doesn't feel like a sanding pad anymore. So you can tell they're the cheaper like option. So if you want sanding pads and you don't want to spend money, go with ones on Amazon. Just search up bowling sanding pads and you'll find a bunch. I wouldn't recommend them if you want like good sanding pads or quality, but if you just need them in a pinch, it's a good option. Johnny Barco, speed dominant right-hander. Yeah, I'd still go Rockstar. I still check out that Rockstar. Revs on the left. It's been a month for me. First, the NV Tour is discontinued, then the Rip, and then my hitter solid crack. Revs, it's been a bad month for you, dude. It has not been a good month, man. Oh, I'm sorry for that. That's unfortunate. Grumpa, my wife is considering GB4 Hybrid. She isn't a fan of her Ethos or the Troublemaker. She throws slower, maybe 175 revs, right-handed, thumb in. I would go with something a little bit. If the Troublemaker is bad and the Ethos is bad, the GB4 Hybrid might not be great. Would she need a solid, maybe? A solid bowling ball? Would that be better? Let's see. Jesse, we hit. Oh, no, Jesse, we did not hit. We're at Mason, though. Just got a Hustler Navy. How's it compared to the purple and black hammer? It hooks a lot later. Hooks a heck of a lot later. Mikey Tang actually has a video throwing that Hustler a little bit. It's kind of like a level at the end of the day is how it reacts. Jesse Cowboy, do you think this would fit in my arsenal? You have a Phase 3, a Theorem, and an Ion Pro Max. So Ion Max and the Phase AI. What did you say again? I got to find your comment one more time. Sorry, a lot of comments. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Pull the trigger and get the identity. The identity will be a little too close to the Theorem. I wouldn't recommend it. I would not recommend it. Jam, what do you think of the layout that Tackett uses? That Tackett used in long patterns? I have no idea. I'd assume something middle of the road. He doesn't need a strong layout, but the pros use some interesting layouts at times, so I honestly have no idea. Kaisaki, would the Ion Max or Hyperdrive drilled long pin fit a rev dominant two-hander? It could. It's going to be very strong for you yet, but yes, it is definitely an option. Definitely an option. Let's see. Jaybird, thanks for entertaining my son. Oh, absolutely. For sure. For sure. Tizuna, how does the identity compare to the Attention Star and the Infinite? Weaker than the Infinite physics. I think it's going to be close to the Attention Star, maybe a little bit stronger. Not much stronger, though. Bayou Bengal, hey, Tall Bowlers Club, baby. Yeah, and I see Too Tall Bowling hanging in. We got the Tall Bowlers Club hanging out. Who that? Found an old results at Goodwill for like $9. That ball wasn't bad. It wasn't well liked, but I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was kind of good. And Carter Polans, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate it. D, what's a good replacement for the Liberty with another motive ball? Primal Shock. Primal Shock is going to be the closest you find. Johnny Barco, Phase 2 it is. Awesome. Bryce Marquis, Primal Shock is my favorite ball. I really like the way the new Lethal Venom's been rolling. Would you say there's a good 1-2 punch? Oh, 100% that's a really good 1-2 punch. Yes, absolutely. Those are really two combos. Hey, born in 1500, who do you think you are? What's going on with the PD dub emotes? Donnie Barco, 6'5", Tall Bowlers Club, baby. We got a lot of tall people in here. That's kind of surprising. Let's see. Jam, home often, so you change your pads. Home often, so you change your pads. Yes. My Aberlon pads die out really quick. Be ready for that. PNW, those pads are what use? Don't last long, but super cheap. Yeah, wet, and make sure you wet sand them. They feel super wonky, so don't ever try to dry sand your equipment. Blaze Robertson, what's going on, man? How do you think the identity would stack up versus the UFO? Oh, it's going to be a lot sharper. It's going to be a heck of a lot sharper than that UFO alert, and probably a little bit longer, too, is my guess. It's going to hook a bit later. Dominic Martinez, having the Arctic Vibe, Motive Primal Rage, Deviate Troublemaker, and Purple Hammer. You want something different and medium-ish. Primal Rage, Troublemaker. I would go with like a rock star. It looks like you, well, like honestly, a Venom Shock. Go Venom Shock. No, screw that. Just go Venom Shock. You'll be set. You will be set. And GG Dan, thank you for the follow also. Revs, you get the pads from Amazon? I did. I got the cheapest pads they had on Amazon just for curiosity's sake. Hanson and Drina, what bowling ball do you recommend in the Brunswick brand, not Hammer and C300, that is similar to the Heckler? Ooh. Similar to the Heckler. There isn't much, honestly, in that weaker ASIM category. Gamebreaker 5 is probably going to be your closest bet. It's going to be a little different, but it's going to be closest. Let's see. We have Grumpa. She has 2 solids. Oh, and she loves her pearls, but she struggles with hybrids. I don't think you need to worry about hybrids at the end of the day. I'm guessing the hybrids just get too far down lane and then are too smooth for her is my guess, Grumpa. That's probably my assumption. Yofo, would sanding a pearl ball destroy and remove the pearl reactive? No, absolutely not. You can shine a pearl ball back up. If you change the surface, as long as you're not hitting it with like 360 grit, you're good to go. But if you hit it with 360, you might destroy the ball a little bit. Just at worst, hit it with 500. Otherwise, 1,000, 2,000, you're good to go. You are absolutely fine. Rizuna, starting to feel short here at 5'11". That's awesome. Hanson, my Heckler is a two-handed. Yeah, no, that's okay. I'd go GB5. Yeah. Kaisaki looking to get either a Hyperdrive, an Ion Max, and S2. So the Ion Max is going to be the earliest and the smoothest. The Hyperdrive is going to be a little bit later, a little bit sharper. The S2 is going to be the latest and the sharpest of the 3. Dax, do you think I should get an IQ AI? You have an Attention Star, an Evoke, and a Pitch Black. Yeah, I would go with IQ AI. I think that's a good salute. I think that's a good fix there. All right, Matthew, we'll get to you in just a second. We'll do our quick shameless plugs. Thank you guys, everyone who's hanging out. We have a lot of people hanging out right now. Make sure to follow if you haven't. Really appreciate all of you here today. You all look fantastic today. Don't forget that. You look great. Make sure to follow, subscribe, do all the liking, all the fun stuff. Make sure to like the TikTok stream, especially. It helps me out a ton. And Revac Gone Rogue, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Helps me out a ton. We talk all things bowling here. If you have any bowling or even non-bowling related questions, please leave them in the comments. Otherwise, my DMs are always open. So please DM me if you have any questions you don't want said on the stream. Otherwise, we're hitting 100% of the comments that you guys give today. We're talking all things bowling. We have a ton of new bowling balls that got announced. We have the new Belmo ball, the Storm Identity. We have the JACKAL EJ, a new EJ Tacket bowling ball. We have a Max Thrill Pearl from Motive. We have a Crown Victory from Brunswick, not a Victory Royale or anything, not any Fortnite references, I don't think. It might be, but we have Crown Victory. We have the Cypher Pearl from Track, and then we have the Columbia 300 Rally, which is a remake of a remake at the end of the day. A lot of cool bowling balls coming out, but let's keep going on with everything bowling related or non-bowling related. We have a lot of comments coming in. We're live on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch, by the way. If you want a different viewing experience, go check us out on any of those other platforms. But let's keep going. Matthew Siebel just sent me a video of the new Belmo ball going down the lane. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Gunner, any recommendations for a first bowling ball? Yes, go with a Tropical Surge or a Hammer Raw. Storm Tropical Surge or Hammer Raw are going to be your 2 best bets. And we have Dad. Dad, what are you doing here? How do you think the EJ JACKAL will perform? I am very excited for it because the last couple Jackals have been really good from Motive. We had the Jackal Onyx, which was goated, absolutely goated. I'm very biased in that. And then we had the Crimson Jackal, which was also really good too. So I have high hopes. I have really, really high hopes. Dax, my current lineup. Oh, we hit that one. My bad. Gunner, we hit. Joe and his Stewart. Max Thrill Hybrid was announced. I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks really good. The Max Thrills are really good bowling balls. So I have pretty high hopes for that one too. Worst case scenario, it's just an entry-level ball that doesn't do that well. I don't know if they need 3 Max Thrills at the end of the day. I think 2 is fine, but hey, you do you, Motive. Go nuts. Bear Sports, thank you for the follow on TikTok also. Appreciate it. Scroll back up a little bit. We have a lot going on YouTube. Too Tall, Rizuna, we can round up for TBC membership. Absolutely we can. Gandhi, can Attention Star and Hysteria fit in the same arsenal? Yes, absolutely. They are 2 pretty different bowling balls. The Evoke Hysteria is a little smoother, a little bit rounder than the Attention Star. James D, do you know anyone that struggles on house but does well on sport? Yes, virtually every sport shot bowler, 100%. Every really good bowler hates house shots because they struggle on them because they need to average like 230 or 40. So that happens. It totally happens. It's all right. In my opinion, it's a different sport entirely. So learning how to bowl on house shot is very different than learning how to bowl on sport shot. Be the Fury 99. How does core and cover stock influence strength? Are balls with weaker cores and covers weaker and vice versa? So the cover stock matters more than the core. Cover stock is about 70% of the reaction and the core is about 30%. So keep that in mind. So a stronger cover impacts the ball more than a stronger core. 666 Vicious. The Overseas Magenta Hammer Thane is $80. I'm tempted to get as my first urethane. It's the cheapest urethane you're going to buy. So if you want to test urethane, try it out. And Connor, what do you think about the Identity? I bought 2 during lunch today at school. Oh, that is the greatest use of a lunch period I've ever heard of. What are you doing? Buying Jason Belmonte's newest bowling ball twice. I have high hopes for it. I haven't seen it go down the lane almost at all, so I can't really say, but I'm really hopeful that it's going to be good. It looks like it's going to be like a dark code from Storm, but a little bit weaker, which is pretty cool. All right, let's catch back up over here. Let's see. User, are those bowling balls that are exclusive to bowlers like EJ or Belmo more expensive? No, they're actually in line with other bowling balls of the strength level. So they actually aren't price jacked in this time. Jack Taylor, how does the Evoke Hysteria compare to the Storm Strong Pearls? It's kind of similar to an Equinox. It's like an Equinox, but a little smoother is what I see as the Hysteria. Let's see. Robert Alexander, what about a blackout? The physics well, no, not about the physics blackout. I'm guessing that was about the lightning blackout and the virtual energy blackout. The new Belmo ball actually has the same cover stock as both of those, just different colorway. 7C Jolt, you just got the XL. XL's really good in my opinion, so that's a great pull. Kaisaki, if you're building an arsenal, how do you sort solid hybrid pearl, urethane in priority order? If you're buying them, I have a guide on my YouTube for what you should buy first. I like buying medium smooth, so like a symmetrical solid, and then I like going with an asymmetrical pearl next. That's usually my 1-2. Team Bledsoe, do you think the white will prevent the new Jackal from potential hook? No, it's going to make it hook earlier, actually. White in a bowling ball tends to make it hook earlier and be smoother. Yes, colors, if you're new to bowling, colors do matter on a bowling ball. 2 bowling balls with different color pores in them will react differently. The darker colors tend to be a little rounder. The lighter colors tend to hook earlier. It's very, very weird. Robert Blake, what's going on? It's crazy how every little thing in bowling truly affects it. It's such a weird sport in that way. Bear Sports, you're rocking a phase 2 and a physics blackout. My next buy is a hyperdrive and a tour AI. Hey, that's a really good combo. I like that a lot. Let's see. Rizuno, that's an interesting fact. Too Tall Bowling. Kai C, can I send you an arsenal I'm taking to Spring Sport Shot League? Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Raphael, don't lie. Don't look great. I clearly need a bath. I mean, I can't smell you from here. Come on. If that was the case, this would be a very different live stream, man. Gandhi, as per your suggestion, I've taken Mark Baker's virtual lesson. Awesome. Good, good. I love Mark Baker's lessons. He is fantastic at what he does. Bryce Marquis did that with my Crimson Jackal, took it down to 15, hit it with 4K, rolled like box finish. Perfect. Amon, should I get the new EJ? You have the Onyx and the Lethal. I think it would fit pretty well with those two. I think that would be a good option. Rizuna Tialia, I also looked at this channel, is the only one who has talked about the identity in depth. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in the bowling industry. Like, don't get me wrong. Me going deep into bowling balls and all bowling balls has really helped the channel explode. We're actually the number 8, or we are by far the fastest growing bowling channel on the internet as a whole, which huge thank you to everybody for helping out there. Like, we have so many people hanging out right now. Really, really appreciate every single one of you. But yeah, nobody else talks about it. I don't know why. And the people that do don't really know bowling balls. It's usually staffers who are like, ball good, go buy. It's like, no, we want to know what it does. What does it compare to? Things like that. Foggy, how many bowling balls are in your rotation? 12, probably 12 to 15. Right now, I just got a Journey I need to figure out. I just drilled an Equinox, a used Equinox, my first true pin down ball in a while, because I just remeasured my PAP, and it actually changed by half of an inch over, I think. So it makes pin down balls a little more viable. And I tried one yesterday, and honestly looks pretty good. So yeah, I have a lot of bowling balls in rotation. I like to test bowling balls a lot, though. I have a bad addiction to that. I have a really bad bowling addiction in terms of bowling balls. My favorite part about the game. 7C, solid beginning, hybrid second, pearl third, urethane last. Yeah, and $199, not bad. PNW, Hysteria, or Hyperdrive for Nationals? Hyperdrive. Solid bowling balls for Nationals. Jesse Cowboy, what do you think about the level? I think the level's good. I'm a little worried that it was mismarketed and I think we as bowlers saw it differently. Me included. I completely was incorrect on what the level did, kind of. Like, it was kind of labeled and like staffers were pushing that's like, it acts like a urethane, and it does. It's better, though, as a weak and smooth bowling ball as a smooth IQ tour. Was a smooth IQ tour needed? No, but that's really what it is. Is it needed in your lineup? Probably not. Although, a low-key banger for Nationals is the level. The level could be really good for Nationals. Really, really good. Let's see. Robert Blake, good evening. Jordan Simons, where is the new Crown Victory fit in the bag? I see it as a strong and sharp ball. As a weaker strong and sharp ball, I see it similar to the Scorpion Strike. Robert Blake, I think I'm throwing polish on my purple. That's a choice. My friend put me on to you. Been watching a lot of your content. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's so fluffy. Thoughts on the Black Widow Ghost versus the 3.0? Currently have the Ghost Pearl. The Ghost Pearl is going to hook way later and be a lot sharper than the 3.0. And Fluffies, thank you for the follow. PNW, a gem at 500, hyperdrive and attention good for Nationals. Yeah, I think that's a good 1, 2, 3. I think that's going to be really good for Nationals. Make sure to play straighter. Kaisaki, should I resurface my phase 2 to 2000? I would recommend 2000. Yes. Carter Poland's, any strong bowling balls that you really like for college bowling? Criterion, Ion Max, RST Hyperdrive, and the Jackal Onyx are all fantastic. You can't go wrong with any of them. Let's see. Let's check over here. Gandhi, based on your suggestion, I've taken Mark Baker virtual lesson. Best breakdown anyone can give my approach. Oh, yeah. The great thing with Mark is he's able to, for anyone who doesn't know, by the way, Mark Baker is arguably one of the best coaches on the planet for bowling. He coaches like Chris Barnes, Tommy Jones. He coached D-Tang for a minute. He coaches a lot of really good bowlers, a lot of professionals, but I've had a lot of coaches in my life. Like, I played baseball, I played basketball, I try playing every sport possible. And I'm just a sports junkie at the end of the day. I've had a lot of coaches. He is by far the greatest one I've seen in terms of how he can break something down so everybody understands it. That's kind of the goal of like what I'm trying to do on the channel, is break stuff down so everybody understands it, no matter if you're a beginner or advanced. Mark is excellent at that. So it's really cool to see Mark Baker. You can go get virtual lessons with him or local lessons. I think he's in the Vegas area. Highly recommend. Connor, yeah, average 230 on sport, but 180 on house. What? That's a crazy difference. We got to talk about that a little bit. Yofo, Onyx or the Jackal EJ? I like the Onyx a lot, but it's not the most usable ball in a lot of situations because it's so strong. And Gandhi, what is the best ball for burn conditions? Right now, the Road Warrior is really good. Ivory Rhino Pro is really good. Otherwise, the Max Throw Pearl is really good too. Hey, Sea Lance, what's going on Twitch? Smell stream? No thanks. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No, we are not getting anywhere near ASMR on this channel. I'm very sorry for anybody who would want me to, but sorry, it ain't happening. Bowling ball. My wife just started bowling. I want to get her fitted for a fingertip ball. What would you recommend? I'd recommend something like a Tropical Surge or a Hammer Raw. I think are going to be the two best entry-level bowling balls. Bart Builds. Good morning from the other side of the planet. Hey, what's going on, Bart? Good to see you. Let's see. Mason, what urethane or urethane light ball hooks more than the purple? There's not much that hooks more than the purple. It's one of the more hooking urethanes on the market, actually. So it's going to be very tough to find something that hooks more. D-Prom, what category did you put the JACKAL EJ in? Strong and sharp. Strong and sharp. Ken R, sand the level and your hand turns blue? What? Ken, you got to explain that one. Your hand turns blue? Robert Blake, love my IQ. Sadly, a cracked. Might get a new one. Hey, the IQ is fantastic. One of the best balls ever made. Nick, thank you for the follow. And Ken, not sure if I like your content yet. I'll keep watching. Hey, deal. This is your free trial. You don't worry. It's always free to watch the channel, by the way. Unless you want to do memberships or anything like that. Tristan, what is your preferred bowling style? I bowl one-handed with my thumb, but throw it however you want, man. Do you. Palmetto, I need a suggestion. Absolutely, Palmetto. I'm a 160 average throwing a surge. I need to upgrade. I'd recommend a hustle if you only want a minor step up. If you want a larger step up, go with like a Summit Ascent or a Road Warrior. And Elizabeth, what's going on, Elizabeth? Getting a stealth mode drill is my earliest ball for college. Great idea. No, that's for college that you might need something asymmetrical, but the stealth mode is super, super early. So as long as you keep it sanded, it can definitely be your strong and smooth ball. Absolutely. And I know for college, you guys always play very, very straight and try to break down the lanes in the right way. So I think that can be a good option for that. Absolutely. Robert Blake, for me, the purple at box hooks too much. Yep. The purple hooks, urethanes hook more. Urethanes are the most hooking ball on the market. Corey Like was wondering what you thought of the best 3-ball arsenals for speed-dominant righties are with the new release this year on a house shot. I'm going to have to remake that video. I have a lot of videos I want to remake on the channel that we made last year with all of last year's equipment, but we should continually do it for new stuff. Now, I'm just a little behind on videos is the one issue. There's a lot of bowling news going on, but we will be remaking them for sure. Dr. Wisdom, I really like my Ion Max. Does that mean Storm is going to cancel it? No, not at all. The Ion Max is going to stay for, at a minimum, till 2026. At a bare minimum, till 2026. Definitely through 25. But Corey, going back to your comment, best 3-ball arsenal, you're going to want to go like a strong smooth, like the ones I mentioned earlier. RST Hyperdrive, Ion Max, or a Criterion, or a JACKAL Onyx. You're going to want to go with like a strong sharp ball, like an Equinox or a Crimson JACKAL. Evoke Hysteria could be really good. Black Widow Mania could be really good. And then some kind of medium ball. I think that's a really good combo. Sir Billy's. Let's say Sir Billy's Bum. That's the username on YouTube. My boy. What is that? That's an awesome name. Your non-biased opinion sets you apart. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Sir Billy. Appreciate it. Like, should I put some surface on my Equinox? I'm having to put so much revs on the ball to get it to strike. Then absolutely, yes. Highly recommend that. Highly, highly recommend that. Yofo, already have a gem, magic gem, Black Widow, and a pie. Is it too redundant to have a JACKAL? I think it's okay to get the JACKAL because everything you mentioned is so early and smooth. This will be a little sharper for you. This will be a little bit of a sharper option. Let's see. Mason, what's the most usable medium sharp ball for junior gold? I like the Zen 25 because it's so smooth yet, but still a medium sharp ball. Optimum Pearl is also really good for that slot. If you want something sharper, the Primal Rage is an option too. And then the Scorpion Strike is one of the best pearl balls on the market. Ken, love your content. Hey, thanks, Ken. Palmetto, how about the High Road? Been getting lots of recs for that. Yes, High Road works too. It's a little pricier than the ones I mentioned, though. Actually, not right now. It's actually High Roads are pretty cheap right now. I'm a little worried they're going to get discontinued sometime soon. Hey, Kendall Miles, what's going on? Come visit the Storm HQ. I name the time and place
Tell me how soon. Just I will buy whatever plane ticket I need to. You want me there tomorrow? I mean, I don't have my wallet nearby, so I can't pull out a credit card, but I would be in. That would be, it looks fantastic. Looks super cool there. Let's see. Cody One Kenobi. That is, you guys are, your names today, by the way, 10 out of 10 props. I will argue this. We have, what do we have? 15,000 people on TikTok. We have 8,100 subs over on YouTube. I will die on the hill that we have some of the coolest usernames on all the platforms on these pages. You guys have some real creative usernames. But Cody One Kenobi. Thoughts on the new Belmo ball for a high rev one-hander that still keeps the speed up? So high rev one-hander still keeps the speed up. I'll assume you're a little rev dominant, so that's going to probably be one of the strongest pearl balls that you need. Is if you're more rev dominant. So high rev, low rev, really the main thing that matters will be if you're speed dominant or rev dominant. But so that's going to be one of probably the stronger bowling balls that you need, but it still could be a good transition piece off of your phase twos, off of your hyperdrives. If you have something super strong, something like that. Robert Blake, I need the IQ Tour Fusion to come back. I mean, the IQ AI isn't really like the Fusion at the end of the day. If you sand it, it is closer. One of my tournament teammates this weekend actually sanded his IQ AI. It looks really good. It looked fantastic. So it kind of looks like the Fusion at the end of the day. Kendall Miles, come visit Storm Ace Q. Yes, give me the time. Give me the time and place. My DMs are always open for everybody. Unless you break terms of service with what you send me. Let's see. Robert, either that or I redrill my 80s AMF angle. You could. That's an option. That is always a choice you can make. Let's see. Gandhi, GB5 Pearl is best suited for, that's going to be more of a transition piece. Definitely a transition bowling ball. Average Yo, what's the motive equivalent of the Brunswick Rhino? They don't have one. So Storm has entry-level pieces. Brunswick has entry-level pieces. KR Strike Force is soon to have entry-level pieces. Motive, unfortunately, does not right now. I don't know if they will in the future. I know there's always been rumors that they might, but nothing yet. Hey, ADHD Whiskey, what's going on? Another one of those fantastic usernames. Thing Hammer will release more balls with the Hazmat core. I think the Hazmat core is gone. I don't know if they sold well enough to want to push more of them. Unfortunately, Brunswick's idea with a lot of bowling balls, if they try it out a couple times and it doesn't sell well, they usually retire it fully. So I don't think we'll see the Hazmat again. Especially Hammer has a lot of other equipment that sells really well, so they'll probably stick with that. Dr. Wisdom, Mr. Baker was a pro bowler when I was young. Yes, he is part of the Tall Bowlers Club, by the way. He's like 6'3", I think. 6'3" or 6'4", so he's a tall dude. He throws it hard, or did throw it hard. Kelvin Singh, I can only bring 3 balls to a 47-foot tournament. We have the Onyx, the IQ AI, and the Hammer Black Widow, or Black Pearl Urethane, my bad. Should I replace the AI with the GB5 or Optimum? 3 balls to a 47-footer. I would recommend switching out the IQ AI. I don't like small core bowling balls on long patterns. They just don't roll as well. I think an Optimum Pearl would be a good idea. Or, oh no, you mean Optimum Idol Solid. Ugh. I think a Pearl ball is definitely needed. I think you need a solid ball, Pearl ball, and then I like if you want your urethane. Otherwise, go solid ball, Pearl ball, weaker solid ball. If that's the case, I'd go GB5 and Optimum are so close together. It's really whichever one is your favorite. Corey last question. Oh, don't worry, Corey. Ask as many as you want. Does it make sense to get the Zen 25 if I have the Vibo? Yes, absolutely. They pair really well together, actually. They pair really well together. Oh, sorry, Kendall. I read your comment twice. I'm just realizing that. I thought I scrolled past it. My bad, man. Random uploads. What's going on? Hello. Too Tall. Mark Baker is he's in Anaheim. Oh, I didn't know that. My bad. I thought he was in Vegas for some reason. Highly recommend. He worked with me on getting timing later and swinging more freely. Yes, I always recommend checking out a coach. You don't need a full-time coach all the time because that gets pricey, but a one-time coaching lesson can always do wonders as long as it's a good coach. Always. Chris, one-handed lefty with a Jackal Ghost and Forza Redline. Ooh, that's a throwback. What third ball would you recommend to round out my league arsenal? Ooh, Jackal Ghost and a Forza Redline. That Forza Redline is an oldie, man. So that one's a little bit tougher to make a suggestion for. Man, that's tough. I would go with a shiny ball. I'd go with like a Primal Rage if you want to stick with motive. Ray D, sorry I'm late. Oh, don't worry, Ray. Is the EJ ball beating Belmo ball yet? That is mean. Belmo's not here, so, but that's mean. I asked AI to build my Masters arsenal. It gave you Envy, Black Widow 3.0, Low Flare, Hazmat, Hybrid, and Mania. Oh, all hammer balls. Interesting. That's awesome. No, it is. They are both going to sell out. 100% they're both going to sell out. Justin Duga, does the new identity compare to the Infinite? It's going to be a bit later, a bit sharper than the Infinite. Fire Flame. Hey, I love the shiny Gyarados profile pic, by the way. Does Ball Cleaner take the polish off bowling balls? No, it does not. No. Gandhi, what do you think about the Torpedo Direct Hit? Radicals mentioned that it can be used for spares. No, it can't. It hooks way too much for spares. I'm very sorry. It's a very niche bowling ball. Very, very niche, very unique. I have yet to see it look good. I haven't seen it much, but I haven't seen it look that great. So I think it's very iffy. Bowling ball, probably a stupid question. No, never stupid questions. Can you drill out a thumb slug and put in an interchangeable? 100% you can. Yep. Very, very common, actually. Talk to your pro shop and they will help you out. Ike Mosley. So what would you suggest for the surface on the Equinox? I put mine at 1500 polish. 4000 grit works well too. Otherwise, go down to 2000. Go down to 2000 and it'll act a little bit stronger. Random uploads. Is the new EJ Jackal good for a speed dominant two-handed lefty? I don't know if you need that much ball. If you need that much angle on a bowling ball, because you're probably rev dominant being two-handed, I'd recommend a smoother ball. It can still look good, don't get me wrong, but I think a smoother ball might be better. Patrick, I emailed you, but I didn't receive a response. Patrick, I am fairly behind on a lot of my emails. I have about 30 more to go through, but I will be getting back to you. I throw between 15 to 17, two-handed, low rev rate. Oh no, with a low 400 rev rate. That's not a low rev rate, my bad. That was bad wording on my part. I have a phase 2, a ruby, a pitch black, and a spare ball. What should I be looking at next? Phase 2, ruby, pitch black, spare ball. 50, a little more, kind of balanced, slightly more rev dominant. I would go with like a stronger pearl ball. Optimal Idol Pearl or Zen 25 could fit well. Otherwise, Attention Star. John Bullock, not really a storm guy, more of motive. Won a Summit Peak. What would that compare to? That compares to it's a weaker nuclear forge is how I see it. James D, did you watch the Masters? Oh, the Masters was incredible this year, man. It was such a good show. The USBC Masters was amazing. If you haven't watched it, go check out Fox Sports and PBA Bowling on YouTube and go watch it. It is super cool. Really fun match. I was watching it during a tournament, the finals, and we were loving it. When Haynes was throwing it all over, we look at it like, there's no shot this guy nuts up and throws two amazing shots in the 9th and 10th, right? And pured, absolutely pured shots. I've never seen a guy step up like that. That was super cool. Gandhi, one of my friends traveling to India. I want to go buy one ball from the USA. Your current arsenal is a hyperdrive, an Attention Star, and a purple hammer. I would go with like a medium smooth ball, like a phase 2. Phase 2 or a rock star, I think would fit well. James D, I'd love to know what Simo said. You're going to hear a lot of 4-letter words. It's going to be a lot of 4-letter words from him. All bowlers, the one thing you know with bowlers, they have very colorful vocabularies. Very, very colorful vocabularies. Hyper Ram perfect house shot ball. It really depends on what your house shot is. Usually asymmetrical pearl balls are your options from any other companies. Robert Blake, I actually have a question about something I've been curious about. I have a Storm Revenant that's extremely long and smooth. That's about where that ball fits. That is very common for that ball. It is very weak, but it is very smooth down lane. If you want it to be sooner, yeah, dull it up a little bit and you'll be good. Prime time, your son is 15, looking to add to his arsenal. He has a phase 2 and a pitch black. I'd go with a shiny ball. Zen 25, Attention Star, or Road Warrior are my 3 top ones. Bradley Boger will you be getting the new Belmo ball? Yes, I will be drilling the new Belmo ball. I will be comparing it to a Storm Journey, otherwise comparing it to an Equinox. I'll be comparing it to a Brunswick Vaporize. Trying to think of all the ASIM pearls I have. I have a lot of them. Attention Star will compare it to. I have a lot of ASIM pearls. because I can never find one that looks good for me. It's very unfortunate. It's probably just me as a bowler at the end of the day. Jackson, now that it's out, Identity or Phase 2, very different bowling balls, fit very different parts of the bag. The Phase 2 is going to be a fresh bowling ball, and the Identity will be used in transition more. Dawn, new core looks like the Theory core. I don't remember the Theory. I'm gonna look it up though. It was probably some Storm Theory. Oh no, bowling ball. Storm Theory is apparently a musical group. They have their top song is Goodbye I'm Done from 2024. Good for them. Storm Theory or Rotogrip Theory, my bad. That's why I'm messing it up. 249 058 013. Oh, it does look kind of close. You're right. It does kind of look like a Theory core. Can't confirm or deny that it's the same. I mean, there is only a specific set amount of core shapes you can use in the world. Upstate Beast, loving your pure envy and your axe. Hey, love to hear it. Anthony Greneau, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Alexander Glover got a Theorem Pearl and a Heckler from the mystery ball. Those are pretty good pulls at the end of the day. Those are really good pulls. Tanya Finkley, I want to get a hyperdrive and an AI or the Hypnotize. Only 2 of them. If you only want 2 of them, I would go hyperdrive and AI. They're going to be the most different. That Hypnotize is still pretty sharp at the end of the day. Chan, thank you for the $10 super chat over on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Would the Lethal Venom or the Jackal EJ be better after the Tank Rampage? The Lethal Venom. Definitely the Lethal Venom will be better right after something like a urethane-like ball. 100%. Also, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Dave the Bowler, the new EJ ball looks like it's going to be a beast. I can see it being good. The last couple Jackals have been good, so I'm really excited. Knobs, I don't know why, but I can't seem to get motive balls to hook. Oh, that's interesting. I would check your layouts and check your surfaces on them. That might be the reason. Let's see. Upstate Beast, first Storm Ball was the Trauma. Need to bring one back with HK22. Well, HK22 is unfortunately Brunswick, so you'll never see that, but you could see it with an AI core. Will, what do you think about the Trend by Belmo? I think the Trend was the most okay bowling ball made at the time. It was fine. It wasn't the greatest thing ever. It wasn't the worst thing ever. It was okay. It shot 300 on TV from Frankie Lavoie, so it was cool because it got so far down lane, but then was super smooth, which was unique. Very, very unique. Aiden, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Bowling ball, what is the longest running non-discontinued production ball? Actually, the original High Road is currently the longest in production. I think it came out in, someone can correct me on it. I believe it was 2012, right? 2011, maybe for the OG High Road. So it's about 14 years old. Chris Kosiansky, the red line is an oldie, but I'm just getting back into it. Oh, no problem. Don't worry. I probably need a replacement as well as a third. Yeah, so a Forza Redline replacement would be like a Primal Shock right now. Average Yote, currently using an Onyx and a Raptor Rush. Looking for a dry lane ball. Yeah, that new Thrill Hybrid or the Pearl will be a good play. One of those two will be the best play. And I just had someone follow. Drizzy, thank you for the follow on TikTok. There it is. Ike Mosley, thank you. Absolutely. Nintendrew, love the name. What difference would I see between a strong smooth ASIM and a urethane on a short pattern? The urethane is going to hook earlier and be smoother, much, much calmer reaction overall. So it's not going to jump off the spot as much. So a urethane is going to be really good from straighter. The gem is going to be a little bit later, a little bit sharper. What should I get? High speed, low rev rate, then go with a gem. High speed, low rev bowlers don't do well with urethanes. Dave the Bowler, is the motive hysteria as versatile as EJ makes it look? EJ could make a chicken nugget versatile at the end of the day. Like, really, he could make anything look good, but it is a really good ball at the end of the day. It is a fantastic ball, but EJ is also goated, so he makes anything look good. Kai, been watching some Eric Jones and Justin Knowles. That's a good idea. They are both fantastic bowlers. Upstate, Pure Envy, Black Widow, Fate, Purple Urethane, and Axe. Yeah, that's a pretty good arsenal right now. I like it. I really do like it. Ken R, I redrilled the Revenant left-handed, and it wasn't 100% better than right-handed. Oh, and it was 100% better than right-hand. That makes sense. Smoother equipment is better on the left side, so that fits really well. Casper, Torpedo Direct Hit has been an amazing addition. Really? Huh. All right. amazing addition to the league bag at the end of the day. That's good to hear. I love to hear that. JJ, what do you think is the best motive ball? Venom Shock. 100%. Will always be the greatest motive ball ever made. James, I've been looking at the motive Sub-Zero and the Hyperdrive. So the Hyperdrive is going to be more versatile. It'll be able to be used on more stuff. If you want to play straighter, though, that's where the Sub-Zero really excels. Let's see. Kevin Wynn, how do you think the identity will line up with the origin? Oh, it's going to be below the origin. Absolutely below the origin. It's going to be weaker and sharper. Dawn, Gary Haynes, kiss your wife. I saw that and was like, and I looked up Gary Haynes a little bit before, just to get an idea of who he was for a video. I want to talk about the Masters at some point, but we're in the middle of bowling ball week, so it's a little tough right now. I will probably get one up next week. But yeah, when I saw that, I looked up his Instagram and every picture is bowling or about his wife. So they're in a fantastic relationship. So I saw that. I was like, yeah, this fits. And then he just whacks the next few shots. Awesome. Josh Turner, you have a new blue, a Thrill Pearl, and an X3. Ooh, very interesting. New blue, Thrill Pearl, X3. I'd go with like a middle of the road ball. Like you might want like a Rockstar, like a Venom Shock, like a Hammerhead, something like that. Bowling ball, great championship match at the Masters. Absolutely it was, 100%. Charmaine, is it good to let your Effect Tour lane shine? It depends. If you bowl house shots, I think it's good lane shine. If you bowl sport shot, definitely keep it around 2,000 grit. Random uploads, what would be a good smoother ball then? I prefer Motive and already have a Black Venom, a VIP, and a Top Thrill hybrid. Oh yeah, you have a lot of sharper equipment. Lethal Venom is going to be a good play. Otherwise, the original Evoke will be good too. Otherwise, that'll be good too. Zachary Potter, do you tend to prefer SPI or brands of Brunswick? I have more Brunswick equipment because I bought a lot of used stuff for a while. Actually, I'm about 50-50 between SPI and Brunswick. I like the SPI equipment a little better right now, especially the last couple of years. Now, Brunswick equipment is still great right now. Same with Motive. But the SPI stuff is a little more versatile for me right now. Like they have my baby, which is the Phase 2. A lot of their other equipment does look really good for me at the end of the day. A lot of their weaker equipment and a lot of their ASIMs do too. Now, Motive ASIMs have been really good for me, but yeah, I probably prefer a little more SPI right now. All right, let's catch back up over here. Drizzy, I'm looking for my first urethane for burned patterns or game 3. You're not going to want urethane for burned patterns. You're going to want weaker equipment. You're going to want things like Hustles, things like an Ivory Rhino or a Max Throw Pearl. Villain just pre-ordered the Jackal EJ, thinking the Hysteria next. I like it. I like it. Aiden, thank you for the follow. ECOT, what do you think about the Road Warrior? I think it is one of the best Pearl balls on the market. Slightly weaker Pearl bowling ball, which fits a lot of different situations. Jeremy, looking for a good Pearl ball for League as a two-hander when the lanes start breaking down. Road Warrior actually could be a really good option. Road Warrior, if you want to go a different company, you could go like a Max Thrill Pearl from Motive. Otherwise, like probably go with like a Hammer Anger. Could be pretty good for you. Something like that. Jack Taylor, the high road was, it was 08. My bad. Oh, it was 2008. Yeesh. That was a very long time ago. Jeremy, thank you for the follow on TikTok. JD, where does the Lethal Venom rank as far as aggression and hook in compared to the Hyperdrive? It is going to be weaker. It's going to be weaker, but around the similar ball reaction down lane. S-Rod, can you give me some info about the Vibo? Absolutely. The Vibo Virtual Energy Blackout is an asymmetrical pearl. It is a strong and sharp bowling ball. However, it is pretty smooth at the end of the day for being a pearl bowling ball. It's very strong, fairly smooth, really good for keeping your angles in front of you. Casper, it's kind of weird. It looks like a pearl, but it doesn't have the snap in the back end. Very smooth. Oh, what'd you say, Casper? What was your... Oh, torpedo direct hit. Yeah, it is weird. It is very weird. Robert Lee, I have a Reality, an Ion Pro, Attention Star, Phase 2 Zen Master. Should I get the Zen 25 or the AI? I would go IQ AI, personally. I'd go with that, Robert. James, how do you feel about the new EJ ball? I am a big fan of it. I think it looks pretty cool right now. I love the colorway, 10 out of 10 colorway. I think the reaction will be good. The last couple Jackals have been really good. So I'm pretty hopeful. And it's Clip. Hey, what's going on? It's Clip. G. Sawalich, thoughts on the Purple Hammer? It is the greatest urethane ever created. Gandhi, GB5 Pearl, because it's polished, it might help in burn. It could. It's going to be a little smoother, but it could still fit in that. JJ plays, I'm a two-handed bowler and I'm a hammer user. You have the Arctic Vibe, the Mania, the Widow 3.0, the Raw Hammer, and the Mindset. I would shoot the gap and get a Hammerhead. Get a Hammerhead or a Scorpion Strike, depending if you want solid or shiny, dull or shiny. Joshy CT, you have a new blue hammer, Thrill Pearl, and an RSTX3. I think we already hit this one. Something in the middle would be the play. Ray D, the Hammerhead is a beast. I drilled it, and it gives my Envy a run for the money. That's good to hear. The Hammerhead's looking better and better the more I see it. Brett Thomas, please compare the Identity to the Vibo. They are very, very close. Yeah, I see it as like a Vibo replacement, but I think the Belmo ball is going to be a little sharper, is what I'm going to assume right now. Out of names, what's going on? How you doing? Lead JN, I'm looking for my first urethane. Yep, we hit that one. JB, did you see the new Axe spare balls? Yes, there are new Axe spare ball colorways. So more colorways for your plastics, which is great. JB, oh yeah, we have Foggy. What do you think are the best smooth pearls on the market? Zen 25 is still goated. It's a little smoother out of the pearl balls. What else is there? Equinox is still pretty good. Evoke Hysteria is probably one of the best on the market right now, and it's fairly smooth. What else is there? Man, there's a lot of bowling balls out there, and I'm forgetting a couple. I know it. There's definitely a couple Brunswick ones that are pretty good. That Torpedo looks okay, honestly. Vaporize, actually. Vaporize is really good, too. It's not as smooth, per se, but it is smoother. Rizuna, before I head to work, thought this would cause a chuckle. Thanks to his channel, my bowling league calls me the Bowling Encyclopedia. Hey, that's what we're here for, to make you guys nerdier. That's what we do here. We create nerds. Let's go. Hanson, can the JACKAL EJ be a control ball motion for two-handers? Probably not control. Probably not control. It'll be a little more for angle. Joshy CT, you are very welcome, sir. Let's see. Gandhi, can I buy a bowling ball at the pro shop you've partnered with? Do you have any online service? I unfortunately do not have an online service yet. We do not. We thought about it, but a lot of the other big companies are doing, just have more money to throw at that. So we do not. Contemplated if we ever got bigger, maybe. That was a pipe dream from a while ago, though. Jeff M, you have an Ion Max, Ion Pro, Idle Pearl, Origin, Lightning Blackout, Infinity, and a mix. And have the new Belmo ball on order. I love it. I love to see it. You don't really have a medium smooth ball like a Rockstar or a Phase 2, so I'd look at that. Lead JN, my new blue is crazy. I throw it over the left gutter to the one board and almost goes Brooklyn. The new blue can hook a lot at times. It can hook a lot at times. Knobs, it's the reason I use mainly Storm. I have a Phase 2, IQ Tour, Emerald, 3D Offset, Widow Thane, Hot Cell, Desert Tank, and a spare. I've tried the Hysteria, Venom Shock, and Forza. Okay, nice. John Clifton, who's the best ball rep? Tim Mack, Brett Spangler, or Dino? Man, that's hard. That is hard. I don't think it's Dino yet because he's so new, but Dino's, they're all geniuses in their own right. Timmy Mack is a really good, I believe Stu and Chris have talked about him a bit, that he's a really good, like, mental game kind of guy, and he really knows how to talk to the players. Spangler knows his players better than anybody. He knows his players on a more personal level than all the other guys, which is really cool. So that's what Brett has on him. And then Dino just has all that experience from bowling professionally. So I don't know if there's a best right now. I mean, if you go by the numbers, technically it's Motive because they're winning Battle of the Brands. But nah, I think all of them are fantastic. Chris, I've heard that lefties shouldn't or don't need pearl balls. I agree to a certain extent. I think if they do, smoother pearl balls are a better play. Amon, you have the Onyx, the Sub-Zero, the Rush, the Rage, the Hysteria, the Venom, the Lethal, the Shock, the Solid, the Forge, the EJ, and the Revolt. That is a lot of bowling balls, my man. Love it, though. I also never asked, how was your first time bowling sport shots? Ooh, I remember it very clearly. I went to my first junior tournament as like an 8. I think I was 19 at the time. Kind of started getting back into bowling. I pulled up in a 2-ball roller with my plastic ball that my uncle drilled for me 2 days prior. Never threw it, which was a used plastic ball, by the way. What was it? Oh, it was a Radical. It was an all-purple Radical spare ball. It had Phil and Mo on it. I still want to find it. It was probably my favorite plastic ball ever. And then I pulled up with a Deviate Thug, OG Deviate Thug. There was a pre-tournament sweeper the night before, and then the actual tournament. The sweeper, I lost by 1 billion. Absolutely got smoked. Had no idea what was going on. I ended up making the cut the next day off of just dumb luck. I averaged like 195 throwing my singular bowling ball like right up the gutter. Had no idea why it was looking good. Didn't know much about sport shots, but got really lucky at the end of the day. And then I got clobbered for the next like 8 tournaments. So yeah, it's very learning why it's a sport shot and the moves to make is the biggest one. So the more experience, the better. That is what I always recommend. Let's see. Ken R, thinking of replacing my defense zone. Anything that hooks a little more. Just anything. Casper, curious on your thoughts. I'm about to bowl the PBA Bowlers Discount Pro Shop Open. Marshall Holman shot. I got you. PBA Marshall Holman pattern. What does the old Marshall Holman oil pattern look like right now? We gotta, oh yeah, PBA makes you download it. PBA, why do I need to download this stuff? I don't like doing it. All right, we'll get the PDF up. It is a 38-foot pattern, 33 mils of oil, and a 3-to-1 ratio. You're gonna wanna throw urethane. Urethane is gonna be your best friend, Casper. Urethane and smoother bowling balls. And then you're gonna get way left and throw it way right. Corey Hansen, Purple Hammer versus the IQ 78, Purple Hammer, 100% of the time. Baby Meeks, what's going on? I really want the Hammerhead, but not sure if it fits with the DNA, the Cosmos, and the Phase 5. It fits. It's going to be a little close to that Idle Cosmos, but it will be earlier and smoother. Ethan Bowles, you have the Troublemaker Black and Blue, the Lethal Revolver, I'm guessing Lethal Venom, Primal Rage Evolution, Pitch Blue, and a Blue Coral Rhino, maybe Blue Coral Venom. I traded my buddy my Phase 2 for that Troublemaker Blue. Okay, not bad, not bad. Brian Whalen, thoughts on the new Torpedo Direct Hit and where it fits? It's going to be a weak and sharp ball. Very, very weak. Very, very, well, not very sharp. Definitely very, very weak, though. It's going to be used on, like, burn conditions if you want to play really straight. It's very, very odd at the end of the day. Let's see. Jonas Stewart, I have a Crimson Jackal, a Phase 2, and a Venom Shock. What surface should I put them at? Make sure they're a little shinier if you only throw at 13 miles an hour. Make sure they're a little bit shinier, a little bit weaker, and that'll be the right play. Leo's Love Letter. I've seen the new Identity bowling ball post. Where would it fit in the bag? So the Identity is going to be a strong and sharp bowling ball. Definitely a strong and sharp ball. It's going to fit around the Attention Star, maybe a little bit stronger, a little bit earlier, a little bit smoother. Tokyo, I need a sharp and weak ball. Any suggestions? Road Warrior is really good right now. Ivory Rhino Pro is pretty good, and the Max Thrill Pearl is really good. Those are probably the best ones. Kevin Wynn, love the content. Hey, thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. One other question. You have an Origin, Redemption Hybrid, Knockout, Intimidator, Emerald. Would Identity still fit? The Identity will definitely fit. Absolutely, it'll fit. Yeah, for sure. James English, I got my Physics Blackout, and it far exceeds my expectations. Hey, that ball is very underrated right now. It's really good, but it came out at a weird time where it didn't sell well, or it didn't get as much publicity as it could have. It's a unique bowling ball where it can be that one ASIM ball in your bag if you don't own that many bowling balls. Let's see. Yofo, I only bowl on house shots. Should I waste my time getting a purple? No, you don't need one if you just bowl house shots. Knobs, I'm going to replace the Hot Cell, Offset, and Tank. Would you recommend I try a Venom? I think a Venom Shock is a good idea. I think everyone should throw a Venom Shock at least once in their life. Chambueno, I'm a two-handed bowler. My arsenal consists of the S2 and the Zen Pearl. Sorry, got distracted on something. S2 and the Zen Pearl. What ball should I get? I would go something a little weaker. Go with like an Ion Pro would probably be really good for you. Ion Pro could be really good. JJ plays, I'm ambidextrous and I use my mindset left-handed. That's kind of dope. That's kind of cool. I love that. I love when people can do stuff like that. Like Shohei Ohtani coming into the league was awesome that he could throw or that he could pitch and bat. I always love those unique situations. Justin Bone kind of did that for a while where he threw one-handed and two-handed. Super cool. Brian Whalen, you're replacing your altered reality with a new ball. The next best altered reality ball is probably the Origin. I think the Origin is going to be the closest thing to it. Corey Hansen, my ice spare ball is very chipped and doesn't hook if I wanted it to. Well, that's good. If you want, they still make the ice. The ice comes out. It has a new colorway. It's more teal now. So that could be an option. I kind of want that pink transparent one. Pink transparent. That might be the striking against breast cancer ball. That one's about $500 right now. But they do have clear storm bowling balls that are really cool. They're clear and they have a mini core in them. Look awesome. Far. I saw you put your rev rate, OG phase, high road pearl, and a booyah. That's an arsenal. That's an old arsenal. That's an arsenal from like 2018. Corey Hansen, is a purple hammer legal in the PBA? It is not. The black hammer is. The purple hammer is not legal in the PBA at this point in time and probably never will be again. Clips. I'm two-handed with the surge and hyped. I wanted to get the new Belmo ball. Should I get it? It's going to be a ton stronger than your other equipment, but yes, if you want something new and stronger, then go for it. Ken, did you see the green hammer? Yeah, I did not like that. I did not like that prank at all. I thought it was a really bad April Fool's joke because they had bowling balls that they were announcing. So they faked everybody out, made them sad, and then they're like, but wait, we have these bowling balls that are less cool because one of them is the remake of a remake. I still hate that Columbia 300 Rally is what it is. And I had a couple of comments that were like, why do you hate that so much? It's like, ugh. It's a remake of a remake, and they've come out with the same ball basically like 3 years in a row. Very odd. Very, very odd. Let us keep going. Joe Barnes, only bowled 3 times in the league with the IQ AI, had the front 9 twice. Wow. And you shot 8-0 with it. Best pearl on the market. That is awesome to hear. Bryce, I have a Pride Empire, EJ, and a EJ Sigma, and a Venom. Love that. Let's see. Gandhi, best ball for sport pattern. Something smooth. Envy Tour, Effect Tour, Phase 2, things like that. James D, Hysteria versus Nuclear. What do you see between them? Ooh. Crimson is probably the closest. Actually, Raptor Rush is probably a little bit in between them, but not by much. Joshy CT, my cousin is using a purple and an archetype hybrid. What's his next choice? Something weaker. Since he has a lot of Brunswick equipment, Brunswick brand stuff, go with like a Scorpion Strike. It's cheaper and a pearl ball and should fit well. Bowling Brian, loving your new Zen 25. Love to hear it. Gandhi, what do you think of the CTD hand-applied polish? I recommend going to a pro shop when you get your bowling ball polished. It's a little bit better. It's going to be more consistent. Matthew Zarudo, thoughts on the identity? The identity looks really, really interesting. It is going to be around an Attention Star, maybe a little bit stronger than an Attention Star, but weaker than an Equinox. It might be close to like a Vibo. We had Don say that it looks like it's the Rotogrip Theory core, which is kind of cool. So it should be sharper than a lot of other bowling balls, especially with its RG and differential. So I think it'd be really cool. I think it could be a really cool piece. That work? There we go. All right. Rate your arsenal. That it's a wonky arsenal. I'll give it a 4 because it's all weird old stuff. Average Yo, what's your view on the mix for spare balls? That's actually what I use. I use the mix. I like it a lot. It doesn't hook much. It hooks just enough at times, but not much. Excalibur, I got the new JACKAL EJ on pre-order. Is this a good ball for an arsenal? Hammer Effect, Ion Max, Envy Vibe. I don't know what that is. Endeavor in a purple. Yeah, I think it could fit pretty well. I think it fits really well. Shambueno, thanks for the content. Absolutely, for sure. Bryce, I have the Pride Empire. Yep, we hit those. Mythic at 2K. Crimson and Legacy Jackal. Primal Shock, Lethal Venom, Lefty. What ball should I throw in the lanes transition? That is, you have a lot of shiny stuff, so I just test all your shiny stuff against each other and see which one you like best. Because all the shiny stuff, the Mythic, the Crimson, the Legacy, all could be good on transition. Raphael, what's the best urethane replacement for my purple hammer? Another purple hammer. Otherwise, go with a pitch black if you want something similar. Let us see here. Where are we at? Sarah Capia. How do ball demos work? Do they just put finger inserts in for a person? Yeah, so ball demos are really unique where they have interchangeable thumbs, so turbo usually, and then they also have interchangeable finger inserts. So it's the same exact system as a turbo sleeve, except it's with finger inserts, and they have every size you need. So you can fit your hand pretty close. For the bowling balls, they usually have a small span, a medium span, and a large span, just very stereotypical pitches and everything. So it's not great. It's not going to fit your hand perfectly, but if it's kind of okay. So it works just to see what the ball does. And Dot, is the Rockstar for long and heavy? It can be, yes. It's going to be a little weak for that, but it is going to be a good option for that. Jackson Grenard, I throw around 14. You have an IQ and a spare ball. What's next for a ball? I was thinking phase 2. Yeah, phase 2 could work really well there. Elijah gets strikes, looking to get a Mania or an Equinox to replace your Violent. The Equinox is going to be closer to the Violent Collision. The Mania will be a little bit sharper down lane. Joel, I have a Buzzkill spare ball, two-hander with a thumb in. Can't find any ball that works. Should I use? That works. Should I use? You can. You can. I would recommend getting the thumb plugged so that's legal. Because you can't use you can't use thumbs if you don't actually have a thumb in the ball. I gotta. Do I not have tissue? Really? I'll be back in 30. And oh yeah, I do. We're good. All right, we're back. Nose is a little runny. Nick Williams, I throw about 18. I was wondering what ball you might recommend. Nick, there can be a lot of options for you, man. What do you have right now? Sarah Capilla, we hit that. Clips, I was thinking of getting the Origin instead of a Belma ball. Another great option. Both are going to be kind of close. The Origin will be a little smoother, a little bit earlier. User Ebonite Crusher thoughts. The Crusher Hybrid is good. It's sharp, but it's good. It's a good ASIM, strong, sharp ball. Joe Haney. I got a 3D offset, Web Tour, Web Pearl, and a Super GT Duo and a Mesmerize. What option to replace the Web Pearl? Scorpion Strike is a perfect replacement for the Web Pearl. Tom, what are y'all thoughts on the IQ AI? The IQ AI is unique. It's super angular out of box. If you sand it a little bit, it acts like just a shiny IQ. People are really liking it so far. They're really big fans, which is awesome. Bryce, been having trouble with the league shot I bowl on lately. Just try different equipment. Try different lines. Knobs, what's your favorite ball? It doesn't have to be the best ball, just something you enjoy. Phase 2. Phase 2 is by far my idol for my goat for bowling balls. Matthew Zerudo, my arsenal is Hyperdrive, Vibo, Ascent, Idle Pearl, Road Warrior. What would you suggest next? You have a lot of shiny options. I would go with like something, actually, you really have a good arsenal at the end of the day. Go with something below the Summit Ascent, like an IQ Tour. Out of names, would polishing a Venom Shock push it closer to medium sharp? It would. It definitely would. Kent Hansen, all new arsenal this year. Arctic Vibe, Intense Mindset, EJ Venom, Envy, and Akuta Pearl. Just ordered the Jackal. Love to see it. Kent, love to see it. Samantha, IQ Tour AI or Thrill Hybrid for a bottom ball in my bag. I would go IQ AI, personally. I think that'll be a little better for you. Didn't realize I was on my girlfriend's account. Well, Samantha, you are now, well, whatever your name is, you are now Samantha. They make them in 14. They do. Amen. Why are the striking for breast cancer balls only 15? Because they were limited edition. They're always limited edition. They only make like 300 of them. So that's why. So they make so few of them, so they don't make any 14 or 16s. Unless Samantha or Samantha's boyfriend was answering that they also make 14s in it. Hoth 38, no time to stick around, just stopping by after my shift to say hi. Hey, Hoth, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Excalibur, what's a ball on Storm or Brunswick that compares to the Jackal EJ? Probably the Criterion Hybrid is going to be the closest ball to it, or the Physics Blackout. I think those will be best. Kevin Wynn, what would be missing from my arsenal? How would you go about figuring out what balls go into what category is strong, sharp, smooth? That is what we are here for, Kevin. If you want your arsenal ranked, we have a YouTube series where we talk about that a lot. Go email me your arsenal, and then I can help you out. I'm a little bit behind on arsenals, but that is probably going to be the best way. Excalibur, you throw a little harder with 435 to 450 revs right now. I would still, stick with what I said. Hey, 60 feet. What is going on over on TikTok? How you doing? Good to see you. Don, I'm on the verge of picking up a Stealth Hybrid. Should I wait for the Crown Victory? The Crown Victory is going to be a lot weaker than that Stealth Hybrid. A lot weaker. So you love your Stealth Hybrid so much, I'd recommend just grabbing a second one. It might be for the best. Jonathan Nadaski, good evening. How is everyone? What's going on? Yofo, going forward, I plan to only buy the best-selling balls. I'm a two-handed lefty. Phase 2, Venom Shock, or would you recommend something else? No, I think that's a good play. I think it's a good play. And Ryan Chong, is the new identity worth picking up if you have a journey? Yes, they're going to be very different. They're going to be very, very different bowling balls, so don't worry about that. We will do our quick little shameless plugs. Make sure to drop a follow if you're new here. Then you're going to be notified every time that we have a new video go live. We have a ton of content going out. 4 YouTube videos in 3 days about all the new bowling balls. We have 2 TikToks every day getting released. We have a bunch of posts on Instagram. Twitch, we have live streams all the time. So make sure to go check us out on every platform. Helps me out a ton. It's the best way to support me is by watching the videos and making sure you're subscribed or follow. It is the greatest way to help us try to boost the channel up more and more so I can get even more content to you guys. But otherwise, we are live on YouTube, we're live on Twitch, and we're live on TikTok right now. FYI, TikTok is supposed to be banned in a couple days again, so make sure you go follow us on other platforms so that you don't lose the ZVL Bowling channel forever. If you're over on TikTok, I'd recommend checking out our YouTube and our Instagram. If anything happens to TikTok, I hope it doesn't. It didn't in January, well, minus the 12 hours. It hopefully won't again, but in case it does, make sure Instagram is where we're going to post all of our TikTok content, so make sure you go check us out there. Otherwise, let's get back to it. Where are we at? Corey Hansen got his Zen 25 and really loves it. It's very strong right now. Yeah, it does calm down. It definitely calms down. Joe Haney, what option to replace the Web Pearl? The Scorpion Strike. Hammer Scorpion Strike. We hit that one. Jacob Henschel, are you going to order an EJ Jackal? I am not, actually. I'm not. I did get the Belmo ball. I am not getting the Jackal. Joel, I use my thumb with 2 hands. What ball should I try? Joel, you can literally anything. Literally anything can work. 2-hander, ball, thumb in, thumb out. It's okay. Yeah, every option is still good for you. Josh Wheel, I'm a lefty and I bowl on heavy oil lanes. I'm having an issue getting my raw to hook. Yeah, the raw is not supposed to hook on heavy oil. So that makes sense. I'd recommend you're going to either need to dull it up a lot to sand it or to switch to or buy a different ball that's stronger and better for heavier oil. Fast Boy, thoughts on Norm Duke, Pete Weber, and Belmo? 3 of the best bowlers ever. Absolutely. Aiden Mack, what type of ball is the EJ? It is, or a new ball used for. So the new JACKAL EJ is a hybrid asymmetrical bowling ball. It is fitting in between the JACKAL Ghost and the Crimson JACKAL. And then it is going to be best for heavier oil or for fresh oil. That's going to be where it excels. Aiden, I don't know if I should add it to my arsenal. It really depends on what you have, Aiden. Item X, kind of late. What do you think about the new Belmo ball? I think it's I hope it's similar to a Vibo, but I think it's gonna be sharper. I thought it was gonna be closer to the Dark Code, but I think it's also gonna be later than that. It's gonna be like a mix between a Vibo and an Attention Star. 60 feet is a step down from the gross. Yep, Noah recently won a tournament this past Saturday. Won a free SPI ball. That's awesome. Zen 25, great choice. Absolutely great choice. Let's see. Corey Hansen, you got the Pepsi tournament soon. I haven't gone since 2018. Motivation or general advice, pick up your spares. Stay calm. Don't take it too seriously because then you get in your own head and things go bad. Otherwise, just stay consistent. Hit the pocket as many times as you can. Sometimes the carry won't go your way, but just keep hitting the pocket and you'll be good. And Clips, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Noah, my Zen will also move up in weight 12 to 14. I love to hear that. I would say the last ball you need to switch if you're going up in weight is your spare ball. I think that's the last one you need to do. Let's see. Let's go back here. Kent Hansen, just found your channel this morning from your EJ video. Like the content, seems very positive. Hey, thank you, Kent. Appreciate it. That's kind of our goal over here. A lot of information. Sometimes it's more of there's a lot of information dump, so apologies for that. But otherwise, we try to keep things very positive. Sometimes the bowling community gets a little too negative, so we focus on keeping things positive here about bowling, trying to help people figure out, not make bad decisions in bowling balls, try to help them become better bowlers, and just enjoy the sport as a whole. But thank you. I'm glad you were able to find our video. Appreciate it. Gideon, do you think the Ion Max and the Special Effect are too similar? No, not at all. They are pretty different. They are very different. Debug, Identity versus the Infinite. The Identity is going to be later. It's going to be later and it's going to be sharper. It's going to be kind of close to the UC2, but it's going to be earlier than the UC2. So it's going to be kind of between those two. Don, your 900 Global Corn cover episode is fire. Hey, thank you, Don. Appreciate it. Unfortunately, I didn't mean for that video to drop today. I knew I'd be putting a Belmo video out, so I didn't want a video to drop, but I messed up the date. It was supposed to release on Friday, but if you guys missed it, we have a 900 Global video about their cores and covers that went live on YouTube today. So apologies. Michael McSmith never had a Belmo ball, but it's close to the attention star. Yes, it will be close. Gemini, you're a one-handed speed dominant bowler. What could you use? Pure Envy, Scorpion Strike, and a low flare. Lightning, double cross urethane. One-handed speed dominant, Pure Envy, Scorpion Strike, and a low flare. I would recommend like a stronger solid ball, like a GB5 or a Rockstar or a Phase 2 or a Lethal Venom or something like that. Rizzo, what is ZVL? Is that an acronym? It's my initials. Yep, it is my initials. Thank you. Thank you, Don. Appreciate that. Debug, Identity versus Infinite. Yeah, it's going to be later. The Identity will be much later. Let's see. Where are we at? The Aggie. What do you think about the Belmo ball and 14 pounds for two-handers? Let me check. I have the specs right here. It's actually fairly weak. It's actually going to be a medium sharp ball and 14 pounds. So a little bit weaker, is more of a later transition bowling ball compared to the 15-pound version. Yofo, do you recommend versatile or strong layouts? Versatile. 100%. I recommend versatile over strong for almost all bowlers, unless you're going for something a little more niche. Don, Belmo ball, fire for two-handers. Absolutely. And Knobs, thank you for the 20 SEK. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Buys Belmo, opponent. Who do you think you are? I am. Hey, I don't remember who won their last matchup. Was it Petey or was it, I think Belmo ended up winning that last matchup between Weber and Belmo. Really cool. That was a really cool head-to-head PDA match. Really fun. James D, how different is the Trident Horizon versus the Hysteria? I'm thinking about replacing the Horizon. They're honestly kind of close. I would recommend replacing it with the Hysteria. I like that a lot. Dave the Bowler, this is my first live stream and I'm impressed by your knowledge. Hey, thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Great info and so helpful to so many different people. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. That is what we're here for. And Knobs, thank you so much again, Knobs. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate the super chat. Ray D, glad you brought up the core cover vid. Would it be safe to use hammer ball numbers core cover finish? Yes, I think those are pretty accurate. They're a little close, which is unfortunate, but that is a very accurate scale. Luckily, Hammer has that, so I'd recommend checking it out. I might need to make that a video sometime. Actually, it's a fantastic idea. I am going to make that a video sometime. I'm going to add that to my video making chart. We are doing Hammer core cover. Core and cover. Perfect. 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 Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. John, I personally have my bowling balls drilled pin over ring for max versatility. Yeah. And pin under ring for pin down. Yeah. And it depends on what your PAP is all the time. Always remember that, everybody. And Reels, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate that. Let's catch up on that chat a little bit. Let's see. Noah, I also happen to have some money that I could use on a ball. What pairs well with a Zen? Phase 2 and a Rockstar pair really well with a Zen. Those are going to be good smooth options compared to it. Item X, you think they will continue the hyperdrive or make a Pearl version? 100% they'll make a strong Pearl version if it does well enough. 100% they will. And because the hyperdrive's doing really well. Usually when a ball does really well, they'll make a second version. That's why I am a firm believer there'll be a new Origin that comes out, and there'll probably be a Pearl Ion Max at some point. Guaranteed. They're selling too well to not make extra iterations off of them. Let us see. Where are we at? Real. I was thinking of getting the Origin, but ended up buying the Belmo ball. They are pretty comparable. The Belmo ball is going to be a little bit later and a little bit sharper than the Origin. 60 feet. Even a Road Warrior is a good step down from the Zen. Absolutely. JJ brought the Hysteria, Sub-Zero, Thrill Hybrid, Pride, Liberty, and JACKAL EJ. Love it. Reels. I was thinking of getting the Origin, but ended up buying. Yep, we hit that one. Kindle Young. Harsh Reality. I want to replace it. I'd go Ion Max to replace it. Ion Max will be a good replacement. Hansen and Drina, what category is the EJ JACKAL EJ? It's going to be a strong and sharp ball, in my opinion. And yes, it's going to be good for longer and heavier patterns. It could be good on just fresh in general, though. Let's see. Rizzo, I have a hammer effect and a theorem. Would getting a mania and the one reverb be overkill? Yes, it would. It would be a little too much overkill, in my opinion. A few too many shiny asymmetricals. James D, I have the nuclear too. How close is the nuclear to the hysteria? Those are a little closer. The hysteria is going to be a little rounder, so a little smoother, a little more continuous than the nuclear, in my opinion. And 734 Buck, what motive ball would the proton physics compare to? Ooh. Evoke. Evoke is going to be the best comparison. Absolutely. Absolutely the Evoke. All right, we are kind of at a lull right now. We are going to go last call for any questions you guys have. It can pertain to the 6 new bowling balls that were announced. Let's see if we can hit them. I always like to test myself to see if I remember the new bowling balls or not. We have the new Belmo ball, the Storm Identity, Asim Pearl. Looks awesome. Looks really cool. JACKAL EJ, limited release JACKAL ball. I should mention, by the way, for that JACKAL EJ, you need to have your orders into your pro shop or to an online retailer by April 10th. If you don't, they're not going to make a bowling ball for you. Remember that. Very limited release. The non-limited releases are going to be the Max Thrill Hybrid. It's a hybrid ball between the solid and the pearl. We have the Brunswick Crown Victory, which is a hybrid middle of the road symmetrical ball, kind of like the old Melee Jabs is really what they were going for on that ball. It has the Endeavor core, which is weird though. The Endeavor was kind of hit or miss for a lot of people. Otherwise, they have the Columbia 300 Rally, which is literally just a remake of the high speed and the original speed. There's 4 Columbia 300 speed balls. It's like the only non-throwback ball they've made in 3 years, and they've made the same thing over and over again. Kind of odd. But it is a hybrid asymmetrical bowling ball, HK22C. And then we have the Track Cypher Pearl. It's just a Pearl version of the Track Cypher. So a lot of really cool bowling balls coming out. But hopefully I wasted enough time there to get a couple of new questions. Oh, wow. We have a lot of questions. Hello there, big dogs. All right, Byron, don't spam too much, by the way, my dude. It's a lot of spammy spam. I will get to you in a second. Let's catch up over here. Byron, Outer Limits, solid, Beyond Infinity, and the new Belmo ball in a good arsenal. Yeah, that's okay. You have a strong, smooth ball, and then 2 Asim Pearls. That Beyond Infinity and the Belmo ball will be a little bit close together, but it's not bad. 60 feet just got the effect, shot 300, 800. Nice. That is awesome. Love to hear that. Galloway, been bowling for about 10 years. Just brought my first IQ as a 2-hander. I don't know why I waited so long. It's a good ball. It's a fantastic ball. Galloway, JJ, JACKAL is limited to 1K. Ooh, that's crazy. That is crazy. Upstate, I think the best Belmo ball is the Fate for looks. Oh, I love the look of the Fate. The colors are so good on that Fate. I adore it. 60 feet, that speed core is so good. Hey, if you love the speed core, that ball's for you. Absolutely. Upstate Beast, they should make a remake of the Spirit. I don't even know what that ball is. A 2-handed bowler, love the streams. Thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Let's see. What were I was looking up the Columbia 300 Spirit. Oh lordy, that's an old boy. Actually, that's not that old. It's a 2-piece. Oh man, that is an oldie. Just kidding. Very weak bowling ball. That'd be kind of cool though. They probably will remake it. They're remaking everything at this point. They are remaking literally everything. All right, let's catch up over here. Jake Brace got the Lethal Venom. I think I'll be getting the Max Thrill Hybrid as a present. That's awesome. Yes, the Black Venom fits right in between the two. Absolutely, it does. Scotty Pimpin. Scott, damn it. I love it. I love it. I'm a 2 at Scotty Pimpin. Doesn't need MJ. I'm a 2-handed bowler. Just got my first benchmark. Motive Venom Shock. Also have a Widow 3.0 Mania Harsh Reality. What's next for a good arsenal? I would recommend like a shiny medium of the road ball. Scorpion Strike, Primal Rage, Road Warrior can all fit well. Edison Narvaez. Good replacement for the Black Widow 3.0. Feel like it's losing its punch. That is totally fair. Track Criterion is a good replacement. Outer Limits Solid is also a pretty good replacement. Hanson, which of the JACKAL line is closest to the Heckler? The JACKAL Ghost. Definitely the Ghost. Yofo, what do you like about the identity of the JACKAL EJ? Boo. Yofo, what is the best goat pearl reactive ball? Vibo is really good. Primal Rage is goated. Vaporize is really good right now. Attention Star is probably the best one of the last couple of years. I think the Zen is actually the goated shiny ball right now. Dave the Bowler, my strongest ball is the Nova. Thinking the Origin or the new EJ. Seems like the EJ would be a bigger gap. No, I would say the Origin is a bigger difference than the Nova. Well, they're both fairly close. I think the Origin is going to be a little sharper than the EJ. That's the one difference. Ryan P, looking for a ball to fit between the Arctic and the Effect. You're going to have a lot of options. You have like the Hammer Hammerhead, the Hammer Scorpion Strike. You have the GB5 Pearl. You have the GB5 Solid. A lot of good balls in between. Dondrick Ray, how do you know for sure if your bowling ball has died? So if you see it bouncing off the head pin towards the 10, yes, absolutely. Otherwise, when you clean it off, if there's still oil on it, that doesn't seem to be able to wipe off. That means the cover stock is soaked with oil and then it's gone. Then it is gone. Let's see. Knobs. I recommended the Effect Tour to my friend and he has thrown 2 300s. That is a really good wreck. What pearl would you recommend for him? He has a Pure Envy, a Purple, and a Venom Shock. He's speed dominant. Go with like Black Widow Mania is a good option. Equinox could fit really well for speed dominant. Evoke Hysteria could fit really well too. I think those are all good options. Let's see. Buddy Flowers, I love the Mania. What's another sharp back end ball like the Mania? If you like the Mania, the Criterion Hybrid is a good ball up from it. That's going to be kind of similar, just a little stronger. Franchise, I find I do better with matte bowling balls, both sim and asim. That's all right. That makes sense. Are there any medium sharp balls that you would recommend in that slot? There aren't many pearl balls that are dulled. But some options, if you like that, the Radical No Doubt is very smooth. Otherwise, I mean, a lot of medium sharp balls, you can just dull up and be fine. Gideon, Lefty, my arsenal is an Ion Max special effect and a Venom Shock. I really like that right now. I'd go with a ball like below that special effect, like an Ebonite Real Time, or check out like a Zen 25, something like that. LaMarcus, do you think using discontinued balls in League is unfair? No, not at all. Nah. Using discontinued stuff is fine. Like I know it's tough to find for people to recreate it, but the ball is legal. It was sold for a long time. You just happen to have one and they might not. Tanya, I want to drill a Vibo with the pin down. That could work. Vibos are hard to find right now though. Evan, what ball would you suggest I get next? You have an Arctic Vibe, Effect Tour, and the Attention Star. I'd go with something between I'd go something below the Star. Road Warrior. I'd go like a Scorpion Strike or a Hammer Anger or even like a Hyper Venom. Dave the Bowler, thank you for the answer. Absolutely. If they're close, I'll grab the Origin and save some money. There you go. Not sure if you're a ball rep or have a pro shop, but you should do both. I'm not a ball rep, but I do work at a pro shop. I don't own one, just work at one. But thank you, appreciate it. Just a big bowling ball nerd at the end of the day. Kevin Wynn, would a ball detox resurface revive a dead ball? It will temporarily. It won't for a long time, but it will for a little bit. And Knobs, thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the recommendations. Very helpful. Absolutely. That is what I am here for, Knobs. I am here to help. Kylie, I have an Ion Max DNA and a level. What would my next wallet crusher be? Well, if you want to spend a lot of money, I mean, you might as well get 3 more at the end of the day. But if you have an Ion Max, a DNA, and a level, I would recommend like a shinier ball, like an Equinox, or try out the new Belmo ball. They're a little pricier, apologies, but those could all work really well. All right, let's catch up a little bit over there. We are at... Oh, I missed McKenna with the Rose and Kendall with the Heart Me. Thank you, guys. Two-handed bowler, love your streams. Thank you. Billy, rate the arsenal. Harsh Reality, Zen, Ebonite Polaris, a Road Warrior, and a spare ball. It's not bad. It's a good start to an arsenal. So yeah, it looks pretty okay for just starting an arsenal like that. 60 feet, what are your thoughts on the friction response time of the speed? It's middle of the road, isn't it? It's a little more versatile, a little smoother, but not too quick off friction, like picks it up too quickly. I think that's what made it good. Robert Palacios, thoughts on the EJ ball release? I am not getting it, but it does look really cool. Colorway, 10 out of 10, one of the best. However, it is a really cool ball release that I'm very excited for. JJ, my pro shop guy is staffed with motive, so he told me how many there are. Oh, interesting. Should I get the black Venom and the Palmer yellow jacket? Or you mean, yeah, tank yellow jacket. I would say no to the tank. I would say the black Venom is really good though. Young Cannon, thoughts on the IQ AI? Looks phenomenal. Really, really good IQ. Little weaker, very, very sharp though. Billy Jarmus, rate the Arsenal. Harsh Reality, Zen, Ebonite Polaris, Road Warrior, and a white dot. Yeah, oh, we hit that one. My bad. Byron, what ball do you think will complete my arsenal? I have a Scorpion Strike and the Brunswick Endeavor. I gotta scroll back up to your arsenal. Outer Limits, Solid, Beyond Infinity, the new Belmo ball. I think a smooth ball is gonna be your next best play. Something like a Summit Ascent, or if you want to stick with Brunswick, like an Arctic Vibe would fit well. Let's see. Stickman wins. Why can't this hybrid stealth be why can't I get the hybrid stealth to be smooth? Try dulling it a little bit. Just dull it a little bit and you'll be good. Yep, and 60 feet hit it perfectly. We hit Kylie's. Billy, rate the Arsenal. We hit. Ryan Zenner, identity for the Wallet Crusher ball. Absolutely. Thank you. You are welcome. Very welcome, Kylie. Let's see. Ryan Melton. Hey, do you want to be a part of TikTok Bowlers live tournament? Sure, I'm in. I don't know what it is, but I'll do it. I've made dumber decisions in my life. Why not? You'll have to tell me a little more about it. Vaughn, what's a good ball that's like the Deviate Troublemaker Pearl? Ball like the Deviate Troublemaker Pearl? I'd say Road Warrior is going to be the closest comparison. What's your favorite overseas ball? I actually now have a Physics Tour that I'm plugging up, so I'm intrigued to see what that does. But otherwise, I think my Rubicon Extreme is my personal favorite right now. 60 feet, the EJ color is insane. It looks so good. Looks so good. Ryan Zenner is the Rockstar and Idol replacement. Almost. The Optimum Idol is the best one, yes, but the Rockstar is going to be the next best. Young Cannon, what's the first good buy for a spare ball? Go with a T-zone or go with a white dot. One of those two. All right, let's catch back up over on YouTube. Matt Storman, Ion Max, Physics Blackout, Identity, Phase 2, Zen 25, Vibo, Ion Pro, Road Warrior, Level, two-hander, any holes. Whoa, that's a lot. Let's see. I am not seeing a gap right now. Ion Max into the Phase 2 and the Ion Pro is goated. Physics Blackout into the Identity, into the Vibo, into the Zen, into the Road Warrior. You have every solid ball covered and then a level to round it out. I like it. That looks really good. That looks really good, Matt. Jaybird, welcome back. Dondrick, would the Origin be too smooth for a high friction house shot? Yes, I think it would be. A little too smooth. Jonathan, my brother is left-handed and just getting back into bowling. He leans more speed dominant. What would be a good 2 or 3 ball arsenal would you suggest? Speed dominant lefty. Go with a Rockstar. Go with like a Ion Pro. Ion Pro GV5. Equinox maybe, or Zen 25. 2 solids and a pearl. Knobs, I'm from Sweden, so bowling balls cost about $100 more. Okay, kind of envious of all the Americans. We might not even get the Identity. Ooh, that would be unfortunate. But the Jackal EJ for $400 might be a steal. Okay, at least you're getting that. Jaybird, how do you feel about this 3-ball arsenal? Theorem, Stealth Hybrid, and Power Core Pearl. Very shiny arsenal, but it's a good 1, 2, 3. Ryan, we have IQ AI or Identity. If you're looking for stronger than the Journey, go with the Identity. Then definitely the Identity. All right, let's catch up over here. Let's see. Elijah gets strikes. What am I missing? Physics Blackout, Optimum Idol, Ion Pro, Ion Max, Black Widow Purple. You're missing a shiny ball. Missing like a Zen 25 or a Road Warrior and you'll be good. Stickman wins. Columbia Black Chaos. That's an old one. Or the Black Venom. The Black Chaos is going to be smoother, earlier and smoother than the Black Venom. Black Venom is going to be longer and sharper. But that is all that we have for today, guys. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out. We had about 2 hours on the stream. We had a lot of viewers hanging out tonight. Thank you all so much. Reminder for TikTok, just in case it gets banned, go follow us on other platforms. We have a YouTube, we have an Instagram, just ZVL Bowling on both. Go check them out. Otherwise, make sure to go follow on every platform. It helps me out a ton. You get notified when we go live, and this isn't going to be the last time we see each other then. If you want the most up-to-date bowling news, bowling tips, bowling ball ideas, Q&As, make sure to follow, make sure to subscribe. It helps me out a ton. A few upcoming videos. We have spare shooting tips, how to shoot spares like a collegiate bowler with Mary Beth Baker. That's coming out next week. Otherwise, we have a few other cool video ideas coming out. Bowling Ball Week is still happening. We are done with a lot of the announcements probably, but we'll have some videos coming out showcasing those new bowling balls. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. LaMarcus, what are your thoughts on the new breast cancer awareness ball? It's a shiny lock. It looks really cool, but insanely expensive. That's going to be it. TikTok, we're going to say goodbye to you first. All right, I will see you all later, TikTok. Bye-bye. All right. TikTok is gone, Twitch and YouTube, it is just us. Thank you guys, everyone who hung out today. We broke 100 viewers again, 100 concurrent. That was awesome, super cool. I believe we're arguably one of the bigger live streams on YouTube, especially consistent ones. So thank you all so much, especially one that doesn't have a direct connection into a ball company. So thank you guys all for hanging out with us. Hopefully all these help you out. I have a ton of fun with them. I always look forward to Wednesdays. But I will leave you guys on a stream ending page, and we will call it. We'll be back again next Wednesday, 6 o'clock Central Time. Hopefully see you there. Otherwise, I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.